Welcome.
You won't be my child. You won't be my child, I swear to God. To episode 16.
You had to look over there to see what episode we was on?
No, I remember. I'm not sure.
I don't think we were.
Tasha, just this whole time, just don't pay us no mind.
Episode 16. I'd like to welcome y'all. We're back. Consistency, 2 weeks back in a row. I know you guys kind of missed us a little bit. We kind of missed you guys.
I don't think they missed you.
They don't miss me?
I don't know. They didn't say
miss
that.
me.
They didn't say that.
They did tell me.
What?
Trust me. They said it. They said
Matter
they
of
missed me on camera.
I know what to talk about. Just
Yeah,
never
they
mind.
said they missed me on camera.
We're going to move forward.
Yeah.
It never fails with you. So you have you have me, Shawnee.
You have your hope, your other guy over here in the corner. I mean, the worker. Woo, 5'7.5", brown eyes.
Oh, boy.
You feel me? Don't hate on me, 'cause they like to feel my features and not my sneakers. I know the vibes, man. I had to add something new. I had to add something new.
I'm taking deep. What Marvin from Brazen came in do?
I added something new.
Doing my breathing techniques.
They said I got to add something new. They was tired of the 5'7.5" brown eyes thing.
I really think you're starting to talk to yourself. You keep saying they said it. These people not saying this to you.
I'm going to show you. I don't be wanting to show you because then you're going to start judging me. You're going to start saying things. So I'll just say they. But, let's get into the episode. Not today. We have a special guest, so I'm not going to get on your nerves today. I'm going to be very, very I said very, very. I'm going to be on my best behavior today.
Thank you for that.
Very best behavior.
You want to introduce yourself? You want us to do it?
You can do it.
We got Auntie Natasha here.
Yes,
Auntie
we do.
Natasha.
Auntie
Okay.
Natasha, yes. Today as our special guest.
We play Auntie to
Today.
all of us.
Shout out to Union Street Podcast as well. We got our brother Al. Y'all get to see him. Y'all hear him. Y'all see. Y'all know who Al is, man. Introduce Al, the firefighter / producer.
Yeah, why you telling all your business?
Because he ain't.
Every
so
Sunday.
I got to tell it. He
Every
ain't going to
Sunday.
tell it. So I got to do it for him. I like to do it for him. What's wrong with that?
So normally how we start off
Yep.
is we do a mental health check-in. Scale 1 to 10 throughout the week. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. So we'll start and then we'll get to you.
Yeah, we're going to start from you because you're sitting right here in this seat today.
Jerry Springer Wireless.
You see how that works? You got me last week. You're sitting right. So now we're going to start with you since you're sitting that chair.
Yeah, because that's how
From
we
1
sit.
to 10, how would you rate your,
Give myself an 8 this week.
Okay.
It's a nice little week.
I like
It's
that.
cool.
I like that.
It was fine.
I like that. It's not too bad.
It was alright.
Was it right?
Yeah, it was alright.
Nothing too crazy?
Nah.
Okay. I was at a 10 today until. So I'm gonna give
Until he
myself
grabbed my
a-
ear and I had to be
Yeah,
therapist.
I had to let that out. I couldn't talk. I just was talking to myself. So when I seen you, I just had to I didn't even let you get a word in. I just was going the whole ride.
I didn't even say hi to him. he just went.
So I give myself a 9. I had a great week this week. I give myself a 9. It was good. It was a good week. Good productive week. I give myself a 9. What about you?
I give myself a 7.5.
Sound like I.
Yeah, about a 7.5. It's been a rough week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Approaching this day. Kind of took me somewhere.
Yeah. Us too. We already knew. Who put the tissue right there?
Me.
Yeah, we gonna need it. What about you, Al? 9? 6?
He don't.
Oh, damn.
He
No,
don't,
he ain't
he
on
don't
6.
move from. That's it. He don't move from
Yeah,
6.
it's 6. He don't move. Not a half.
He don't move from 6.
Damn.
Ever since we started, he don't move
It's
from
6.
6.
Shit,
I get it
that's
though.
not-
I
that's
get the balance
I
of
don't
it.
get too high, I don't get
Get
too
too low. I like that.
In between.
I like that. In between. I like that. So you gotta say 5.5. then.
No, 6.
It's higher than in between. So that's
Yeah,
a
it's a
good
little
thing.
higher. Yeah.
A little bit better than average.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
You wanted
You think you
What we can
overgrade
do?
yourself? Huh? You think you overgrade?
to know something I didn't?
No, I'm asking. Like, do you ever think we get into the overgraded?
No. I feel like we be honest.
Yeah, for the most
Well, I feel like, no. I feel like we be honest with it,
part. Yeah.
and then we'd like not put it out there, but we'd be like, well, such and such happened.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think
That's
we
why, yeah.
lie.
No, I I'm just asking a question.
I think your mother and your aunt be on our ass though.
Yeah, about
Next week, fix your
next
mental
week,
health.
fix your rating. I need. I can't control. I wish I could control the damn rating. Cause I'll be at 10.
Just upgrade your mental health.
Mental health.
Just knowing that you let me come out and speak, considering what I've been going through, is a positive. It helps me.
Yeah.
So hopefully that it helps me. It helps your mental health go up a little higher than what it was for today. Because I wouldn't have did it with anybody else.
No,
thank you. We really
I was
appreciate
waiting for it, but I was afraid to do it. I was asked before, but I kept stepping away from it. But then when I saw Shawnee, I said, I'm ready.
right. She shocked me. I called who? I said, Tasha won't come on.
What I said.
Because I pulled up on her laughing and playing, and I was like, nah, we gotta get Tasha. Tasha won't come on. I was a little shocked, because nobody really knows your process, especially with you being a mom. So, like you said, you was coached before, but that's on your timing. Right. But I called Wu, I'm like, we getting Tasha.
First one.
I said, get the tissue ready.
Right.
I be emotional on here the most. They always get me with the tears. Always. I don't think I ever got. No, I ain't get y'all yet. No, not yet.
The fact that you plotting is crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't plot on you.
No.
You had a valid reason why you cried. You cried because of your kids, bro.
Yeah, but still.
That's valid.
Oh, yeah, that's valid, yeah.
We didn't
But
plot
Al
on
got
you.
me another time, too.
Well, that's true, you and Al.
Yeah, Al got me.
It wasn't me.
Al got me too one time.
That's
Al
true,
got
you
me.
and Al.
Al got me, so mental health this week.
We could do
We also have to do
the positivity check-in.
not the positivity, but the number. You have the number.
No, I don't have.
We usually do the number, so for you guys, just if whatever you can, just tap in and try to find something that's close to you, a mental health facility or somebody you can call and check in with if you having any problems with that. If we can't call a family member or friend, if you need to call one of the hotlines, do that. Right?
Yeah, I was trying to find the number.
Okay. We'll get it. If you want the number, tune into the episodes 1 through 15. The number's up there. How about that?
I got it right here.
You got it?
Yeah. So call 201-547-5114 or 201-688-0508 for mental health assistance in Jersey City. See, look, I fixed the problem.
Right.
Normally I have the laptop.
No laptop today.
Yeah, they've been kicking my laptop out of episodes. I see
No,
what
I
y'all
didn't kick
doing.
you out of episodes. I've been kicked mine out.
Yeah, I see you found it.
It was inside the couch. So I'm sorry to everybody that I blame for stealing my iPad.
Oh, wow.
The shit was in the couch. Come on.
What were you
My
saying?
bad.
What were you saying?
We did the mental health check-in.
Yeah, mental health checking.
So we did the all right, so before we get into asking you questions, we can ask you to open up about yourself. Say things that you want to say. Speak up.
Yeah, I gotta pick up the energy, bro.
Oh, my fault. He's our boss. Before we get into asking the questions, you could just, introduce yourself, anything that you want to share with them before we start asking you questions about different things.
I'm Natasha. I'm Mama Tash. Tash G's, as the boys call me, Big Dangerous. I'm all of those things above. Whatever came to their mouth is what I was, and I just answered to it. I'm just here to spread on how I've been grieving and getting through it day by day, and keep maintaining a smile in my heart, smiling. It's not easy talking about it at all. It's not, but it helps with grieving because you hear different stories, different things that happen, stuff I didn't even know was going on. So it helps. It just helps to talk about it. A lot of people like to shut in and don't talk about it because it bothers them. But I want to be bothered because if I'm bothered, I feel like the love is real.
Right.
So when people leave you by yourself, during that time, you figure once someone passed away, everybody's around, then the crowd disappeared. No, the crowd hasn't. After 7 months today, the crowd's still there. From the phone calls, from the text, from the ringing the bell, and leaving stuff in the mail slot and things like that. On Facebook, and I just keep going. So I can't really relate to a lot of people that's going through it because I know what I'm getting, and I'm appreciative for it. And it's from everybody. So when they said they got me for life, they meant exactly what they said. To me, being not even stuck financially because they want my financial help. people are filling in. They're filling in. Like Jersey City really showed me that they're out there, you know. So the love they have for the boys, they just started pouring all on me. It gets a little overwhelming, but I'm not the one to shut somebody down and say, no, don't come back, no, I'm not ready. Because you never know what that person's state of mind is when they come to you.
Right.
So, you know, I just open my heart, you know, open my doors and my arms, hugs. You know, a couple of people came to hold the urns and stuff and to help them get through it. So my house has always been that for anybody of need, that I'll be there for them.
Since we was younger, we just go
And
into
I
that
never
house.
changed on nobody. And I never looked at nobody. I never judged them different. You are who you are. You respect me, I respect you. I've never been disrespected though. I can't think of one time.
Yeah.
Maybe a kid telling me shut up, but that's like 4 years old. But other than that, I usually the love is real. It definitely is real, and you know, went from me to my sons, from them to the streets to where they carried over what I raised them, how I raised them to be, and I didn't know. I really didn't know the impact until then. But other than that, I just look for, you know, people just understand that life is life, and life is life, and
Yes, it is.
we have to just love each other, man. Just never know. That was, I call it a double impact in my life. It's like I died and came back. But we look, you know, sometimes we look at it as a loss. I looked at it as a new beginning. It was something that was there, that was for me to get out of it, and I'm gonna get it. Definitely gonna get it. So I'm just here right now to express, you know, my way of grieving and how I get through it. And just want everybody, can y'all do me a favor and stop just staring at me, say hi. they just like,
and some people, they don't know what to say.
Yeah, like they hesitant.
And I'll sit down and I said, you can say hi. And then they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I'm still human.
Right.
I'm still human. These things happen. You know,
Make
they
it a little
happen.
awkward.
I can't relate to a lot of people that, you know, went through the tragedy of, you know, losing someone. To each his own. We go through it on our own, or how we can, and the way we move. I mean, it's. I'm not gonna say it's easy for me, but God has definitely made a light on me. Very light, to make me exception. That was my biggest thing, to accept it. Once I accepted it, I was able to move on. Not away, but move on. It's a big difference in moving away and moving on. You know, so other than that, I'm just here to talk about it. Maybe I can help somebody on today.
We want to say thank you, first of all, for choosing us. Because I know you said you was asked and you declined, but you chose us. So thank you for that.
It's my babies. It's my, look, I ain't gonna say it that way, but this is my area. This is where my foundation is, you know?
Right.
So who was better?
So just, well, we want to acknowledge them with their names. So Tasha is Darryl and Lamar's mother, from Jersey City. She lost both of her kids, Darryl and Lamar, at the same time. So that's the reason, the purpose of us having today. So when you guys hear her speak on saying two people at once, that's because she's speaking on Darryl and Lamar. So just to give a background for people who don't, you know. We grew up with them. I called her auntie in the beginning because, like she said, her door was always open to us, no matter what we was into when we was in the streets. Just every day, you watched us grow up. We all from the same area, so I caught. So I don't. Well, before we get that far, because we still in the beginning, we wanted to give you your flowers. So we brought you flowers.
We got you some flowers.
Hoping that on top of you coming with us today, it brightens up your day.
Thank you.
And I'm really happy that I'm getting emotional now.
Oh, here we go. Got one.
What's that?
No, we're taking the show.
I'm really happy that you still have the support. Because like you said, like after a month or so, right? And I remember when it first happened, and like we was in front of your door, even after the funeral, when we came out, and you was standing on top of the steps and you was speaking, and you was saying that whole time you just kept saying to people like, I want y'all to be here. Like I feel the love. And even like the day from being around your house until that day, like the amount of people that came from different counties and stuff was crazy. And I'm just real happy that you know, you still have the support surrounding you, and especially with the things that they did in their life, right? They was they accomplished things despite situations that me and Darryl came from with our background. We was able to change and accomplish things. Lamar taking a whole different route and becoming who he became. And I remember he called me. He wanted somebody to speak to the kids. And he was like, my mother just cursed me out. And I'm like, what happened? He was like, because I was going to get education in Gilmore. And she was like, if you don't fucking call SB and Shawnee.
I was like, what's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you?
He called us. We went down there. And we enjoyed that too. For me, just to be able to watch Lamar in his element as a head coach. Like, you know, we knew his accomplishments, but never really saw it up close like that. And I'm sitting there talking to SB like we on the sidelines. And I'm sitting there like, yo, my boy locked in. It's like it just was a switch, like watching him yell, he being serious, you run around, who told you to get in? Like, and SB didn't really know them like that. So I'm just giving SB like the whole rundown. And I'm telling SB like, if you only knew like what we came from, and to watch him live out his dream in a different way from what he wanted to do. I'm like, yo, my boy, and I'm like, he deserved it. So
absolutely.
That was that. But I went left. I'm sorry, but I really I'm happy that, because you said today makes 7 months.
Yes.
So I'm happy that 7 months later you still have the support. You still have people who just show up, leave things in the mailbox, who still call you, and who just make sure you still have everything you need, and you don't have to ask for it, because like you said, that it was double at once, right?
Yes.
And you still have other kids, so it's like, navigating through everything. So I'm just very happy that you have that, and you don't have to go through this alone, because mental health is real. Grieving is.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah. And grief just come and go when it pleases.
Has no time.
Right. You be having a good day, and then
it just smack you in the face. I'm
right
telling
in
you,
the face.
no matter what you do, and I can speak for everybody with this, because I'm sure it's everybody. You can go on your whole day. You can move around 23 and a half hours out of the day. That half an hour, grief going to sit right next to you and say, hello.
Yeah.
It's going to be sitting right there. You forgot me. I didn't forget you.
Yeah.
So it'll get you. So I learned to put myself through the grief, and think to the point where I make myself cry, because I'm afraid to outburst cry. I'm not afraid to do it, but I'm afraid to be somewhere and it's not going to matter. What I mean as far as that, like, I could be in the store and people just be looking at me thinking I'm crazy. I'm just crying for, not that I care what people think, but just to go through videos and pictures and cry like that, it's the best feeling ever, because I get to cry for myself. I'm not out here crying for no one else, or because somebody has sympathy for me, or because the situation overall, because, death knocks on everyone's door. We celebrate life, why can't we celebrate death? So I dealt with grief full-handed. Like, listen, we're going to be partners in this, because you're going to help me, and I'm going to help you by letting you help me get through grief. Right. So I used to battle with, like, maybe in the first 30 days, it was kind of rough. But once January hit and it sunk in, it was like, okay, it's a new year. This is what it is. How you going to take it? And I had to sit myself down to do that. So I actually go to grieving once a month at the Bethune Center.
Yeah.
It helps, and I'm happy that I'm here to help other people, because they request to see me. They request to talk to me. Where's that lady? Yeah. That's her spirit. Like, I want to tear a page out of her book. So it feels good to be there for someone else, because just like I want someone there for me, I want to do the same. I think the most hardest thing I have gone on dealing with is the void, because I love them, and that void of, you look at our group chats, you can imagine the void of not getting that, waking up to that early in the morning, and that's the part I'm trying to get used to after 7 months, is that part.
Like, you're still looking forward.
Yeah, I'm still looking forward, and sometimes I catch myself picking up the phone about the text. Like, I still do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing mentally wrong with me. I do it because it helps me to know that I sent it off. Yeah. It comes back. It ain't no phone.
Right. But, no, it was crazy. I said, I was talking to somebody earlier, and I said that, like, But I said it in the sense like I kind of learned my lesson because I did that one day like with my mom. Like I just called, something happened, it was just exciting news, and I had called her, and it went to like voicemail. But for the split second, I didn't remember that my mom wasn't here. So I called her to tell her, and then when it went to voicemail, you know, it was like, dang. And I'd say everybody's different. I just say, like, for me, like, I learned my lesson from that. But, like, sometimes I'll just, you know, like, go through our messages and just, like, read things. So it's different ways, you know, that you cope.
Right.
And that doesn't make you mentally crazy because you have to do what, you know, works for you. And even, like, looking through messages and stuff, you know, you could get a memory or a smile or a laugh just to see how. And y'all some funny, y'all chat. I would imagine it's funny.
I want you to stop speaking like you ain't got an energized battery in your back. I need you to perk up.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Jesus.
Sit up.
Thank somebody
that
said
Shawnee
it.
that I know.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is not a sad
Not
moment.
you want me to yell.
No, because this what Shawnee be doing every time. She just sit here like she.
Look. I like your little swag. I like your laid back. But I think Shawnee be that when I yell the block away, like Tasha.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's pick it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's pick it up.
That's what I'm saying,
Let's
baby.
pick it up. Let's pick it up because that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about good things, good times.
Good times,
and to keep things going in the flow. You know, we're not gonna need that tissue because I'm not gonna let y'all get that tissue unless y'all crying, laughing.
Yeah.
Unless you're crying, laughing.
I'm holding.
Well,
that's why
I'll
I'll talk a lot, but baby, I'm sitting here like.
Yeah, so now being that I'm listening to you, so I'm gonna do it. I'm fixing his mic. He like, you sit right here. I said no, nigga, man, no. You said if I tell you.
I was just like,
Then you heard him like, you gonna ask all the questions?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get to it. We gonna do this right.
Absolutely,
You know what?
absolutely.
I
I
want
love
no
my
problems.
brothers, man.
You could beat me.
Of course.
I love my brothers, man. It just was.
Showing them all in, boy.
Yeah, it was so crazy that I think they both came here that week. He showed us his car.
Yeah, because he just got it.
Yep, he had showed us his car.
And he had just said we
And
said
then
to
Thanksgiving. Was that Thanksgiving, Mark? He was here? And he was in here with us the whole time. And you know, you never know when it's your last time, but it just felt like for the most part he just kept telling us that he loved us and that, you know, I don't really mess with everybody else, but I love y'all, and then he just kept saying it. And every time he tried to leave, he couldn't. He would come back. He tried to leave, he couldn't. He would come back in the store. Then we was outside for like 35 minutes. He came back in the store. And he just kept saying, I love you, yo. Yeah, he kept telling me, like, get in the sport, get in the coaching. We'll get in the coaching. And I'm like, nah.
Even the comments. When he left out, when I saw him and he left out, he was like, yo, because after me and SB went to go talk to the kids, they were saying, like, him and the other coaches were saying, like, yo, we want y'all to, like, come back. So when I ended up seeing him leaving out the smoke shop,
they said they was about to get back together, too, right?
Who's that?
Both of them, they was going to start coaching back together.
This year was the year.
Yeah, he was saying that.
Yeah, that's what he said to me. And he was like, I need y'all to come again.
But you know, I don't know if you know that, but Darryl passed the fire exam. And they came that day, They came to my house that day and gave me his paperwork. He was supposed to go to Kearney. Yes.
I heard that.
He's supposed to go to Kearney in January. Yes.
I definitely did hear that.
Finally did it. And they came themselves and brought it to me. So, I mean, they both was moving. We can't sit here and dwell on woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda been. Exactly how it was played is exactly how it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And that
you
makes
believe
it,
that, Tasha?
I'm a true believer in that. I'm a true believer in that. People say
I
they were so
questioned
young.
God when that happened.
Yeah, it's one thing you're not gonna do.
I did though.
No, you cannot. You cannot because.
I know you're not supposed to. I was raised in the church and a lot of things. I kept saying a lot of things I don't question, but that right there, one day I just questioned it.
I did. And the only reason why I said that, they lived their life. They lived a fulfilling life. They traveled. They did so much things 100%. In life.
Yeah,
and a lot of people said they were so young, they had a future. If they did, they would still be here. That's not what it is. You know, your life is numbered. Your days are numbered. That's why I try to tell people, just love and I hate. Just love, because you never know when the next time, you know, and fix whatever's broken somewhere. And I'm going to say this on a podcast that my family don't even deal with me no more right now. None of them. I was smooth sailing throughout the whole time. And once I brought my boys home, I tore something open because they was abusing me, like literally, you know, saying things about me that was not true. And it all came out, you know, from the day my kids' memorial, because I don't call it a funeral, memorial, they was asking for ashes, not even 24 hours later. Like, I can't even sit in home with them. That's a whole other subject, but please don't question God.
Yeah.
Because he might give you something you can't handle. He might give you an answer you cannot handle. So, and I don't ever ask why. And the reason why I ask why, because why could be a question over and over again. But why that? But why this? But why? But why? And it goes on and on. Why is a forever longer word?
Yeah.
I accepted it. You know, I accepted their death the day of when I discovered it was them.
Yeah.
I went through 5 stages of agreements in one day. I went through 5 stages, and I just looked at it as, listen, I had a good time with them. I raised them. Being a single mother, they was all they can be. One was a little knucklehead at one point, but learned from that lesson. But you know, those are your kids. Are your kids.
Yeah.
They're not your children. Those are God's children. They're loaned to us. So when you identify children and kids, the definition of it, you'll understand it a lot better.
Baby, you strong,
your
baby.
strength is amazing.
I got 4.
I put that in them.
And
I
I
embedded
promise
that
you,
in them.
boy, I would.
I mean, how you raise good
Yeah, how
kids,
you
which we
raised
all
them
saw.
was-
And they got
we
mad
all saw
bitches.
that.
They's known for the bitches.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, spooky.
They's
I don't know
known
what
for
you're
the
talking about.
bitches. I mean, we gonna put it out
My
there.
boys played.
I don't know them
You know
outside
what
the
I'm
house,
saying?
so y'all can have that part to yourself.
If your mother was here, I'd tell some stories, but I ain't
Man, I
gonna
done
tell
heard
those
some.
stories, baby.
I done
We
heard
had some
some.
times, baby.
Now.
We had some times, baby.
Them
You
right.
brought them out,
Sean
baby.
and
You put
Marlon.
me on to some things.
Sean and Marlon. Sean and
Y'all
Marlon.
keep that. I don't want to hear that part. Was they respectful?
Yes.
All the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all that matters. They were respectful.
Yeah,
they
respectful
just had
with
them
it.
lined
Yeah, they
up.
have,
Man,
respectful
that's
with it.
disgusting. Nah, I don't condone that. Maybe that's why I'm single now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got too much other things to focus on. You know, teaching HVAC.
Yeah.
I just graduated last year of valedictorian.
I wanted to ask you that too.
Yeah, I teach it. Then I became the top administrator for Georgia City. I have a couple of them up here. Dante is one that's graduating. Come the 16th, I'll be at that graduation. I'm just trying to pull everybody from here over the corners and stuff and just show them there's another way.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, I took a lot of them, and a lot of
Yeah.
them from, you know, in a lot of areas up here that I like, listen, you gotta go in, you gotta get it, go get this paperwork, it's worth it, you know, we got a bunch of buildings that need to be built, we need y'all, you know, X, Y, and Z. But I graduated valedictorian, and at my graduation, they said to me, listen, we have a job offer, would you teach?
Yeah.
I'm like, teach it? I just graduated, I'm fresh out. You know, I get in this classroom, it's 25 minutes, everybody looking at me like, who's she teaching? I went through the ringer. I don't know her.
They
She can't
wanna
teach
listen?
me nothing.
Yeah.
No, she don't teach me nothing. I was listening. You're great. I got mine. So what you gonna do?
That's it.
Right.
That's just it. So now I have mad respect for teachers because the stuff you go through. Yeah, the stuff you go through as a teacher, and you know, I'm dealing with grown adults.
Yeah.
I was 25 men. I was the only female. It was rough.
Yeah.
But they graduated December 18th, and I got up and went. Right after the kids passed away.
You still went.
Oh, right.
I had to
because I
because
remember Momo saying that.
I had to, and it was a reason behind that because they trust me. And they look after they started to trust me. They looked up to me as a mother figure. So those were my sons. Who am I not to show up? And I showed up, and they didn't know it. I just walked in, and the whole place just got quiet. So I showed up because they depended on me, you know. And
you helped them through the process.
I had to do it. I had to do it. It was a must. I couldn't miss that for the world. I wouldn't miss it. So it's you know here and there's days up and down days, you know. More up than down now.
Yeah.
I have more up than down. I'm more of control of it than I was before. So it weighs its out. It weighs the option. It weighs, you know, here high low. There are triggers to it, but I'm known to. I just lost 2 sons. I have 0 tolerance for BS.
Yeah.
I have 0 tolerance for it. So if you want to be there, then you go over that way with it, leave me over here, and I promise you I won't bother you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was never an out rowdy person anyway.
Yeah.
You know, with the goofies. I was never that type of person.
That's what
She said with the goofies.
It's easy for me to, you know, sway over here and just sit by. Yeah, it's easy for me to do that. As much as I want to show as much love I have, but sometimes some people just don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And you gotta let people be who they are. That's it.
That's very true. We had some strong mothers on here the last 2 weeks, but I'll tell you that.
Last week and this week.
Yeah.
You know, just hearing you
Yes,
guys.
just hearing you talk about it.
Yeah. Like
Shit, you stronger than we all was. Shit, that mean even our kids.
You know what? You know what? You say that. I met one of their friends up in what's that? Quick Check, is it? Up there by Bayonne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he kept staring at me, one of the guys, and I was like, hi. And he was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know. He said, oh, I feel so bad for you. I said, I actually feel bad for you. He said, how was that? Those were your 2 sons. I said, but I knew them all their life. You only knew them for about how many years? He said 6. I said, see, you didn't get the full extent I got.
Right.
So I can't imagine how you feel. You only know them for a short period of time, and don't you had forever. And I had them since birth until now. So it's a big difference in how you feel and how I feel.
I think people just be, when they see you, they just kind of, you know,
They
they
just
just be
stop,
scared
they
to
don't
say
know what to
something.
say.
They don't know. Not saying that you're a mean person or anything, but people just don't know how you're going to react, if you're going to be welcoming to them. So
If
people
they
just,
knew me, sure.
they
right,
really know.
if they knew, they would know that they could do it, but they just
I
be
mean,
hesitant.
we know you,
But
and
then,
still when we see you sometimes, we
well,
don't
not
have
me.
the words.
Yeah, I roll down the window and
You
say,
know,
what's up,
we
sexy?
don't have
And that's what happened
see,
right there.
yeah,
That's
see.
I rolled down the window like, when she walked in today, I said, what's up,
I
sexy?
didn't know what to say. You know,
It's okay.
we lost for words. I don't know what to say when something. You know, we not to say nothing overpowers the other, but we lose. You know, friends to violence that's in the streets that's doing certain things, but to lose your sons to something that wasn't violent, that was like an accident, and 2 people that were doing different type of things in the community that were positive. It just hit different. You know what I mean?
I can understand that.
It just hit different, you know. So
I just didn't know they went to that extent. I really didn't know that how they was actually with that.
Oh no, you
far.
didn't? No, that?
I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, man.
I
Sometimes
knew,
your kids have.
but I didn't. I was.
Yeah. Outside of here, you didn't
Yeah,
know.
no, I did not know. I did. I'm so serious.
Ain't no way you can go that they don't get. Some people don't know your kids.
But because people can't put them with me until they see and know that who I
Yeah,
am, they don't know.
that's-
Say,
that's-
oh,
And a lot of
that
people
right
thought
there.
they was twins.
everybody.
You know, I still say that. I said that to
He
her.
said it the other day. I said, you know they're
twin. I
not
said-
twins, right?
10 months ago, I was fresh.
Yeah.
I should check her, so.
I'll keep my mouth closed. I was about to say something.
I said, who? I said,
Some
who?
people
You know
just
they-
don't know how to wait. And so they say
I'm some
say
people-
3 weeks. They don't motherfucking wait.
It's
the
crazy
whole
you
3
say that.
weeks.
It's crazy you say that. You know why it's crazy you say that? Because I went for my 4-week checkup, my 6-week checkup. I was 4 weeks pregnant.
See, people don't know how to wait. They tell you
He
that
said,
the womb
some
is
people don't know how to
freshly
wait.
Look
open.
what the outcome was.
Yeah.
Look, it was a purpose behind it.
Yeah,
it
it
was,
was,
you know what
yeah.
I
I'm
swear
saying?
the other day I texted him, he said, we was going over the questions. I said, ooh, you know they not twins,
They're not
right?
twins.
Yeah.
He went back and edited the message. He said, you got edited it down, but they wasn't twins.
How
But
people get it
even
sometime,
like,
yo.
you know, when it happened, and people were talking, everybody was saying like, yeah, the twins.
Twins.
And I'm like, yeah, you know, they kind of acting like that, Sean
Yeah.
and Marlon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know,
And everybody thinks Lamar was older.
yeah, that
Everybody
too.
think that.
That too.
And Darryl was the oldest.
He was a little
I think
taller.
that's how. Like, and,
Huh?
They didn't know that.
Yeah,
Right.
they ain't know him.
They
They
ain't
know him. That's just
Right.
it.
They ain't
and
know
then
him.
how Lamar act.
Yeah.
They ain't know.
I mean, Lamar was kind of like laid back, chill, but he really wasn't.
He was more mature than Darryl.
Yeah.
Right, so that's
gonna
where he
keep it
came
real,
from.
right? We're not telling
Yeah.
no lies.
Right.
He was
See,
more mature, more responsible. Darryl was a mama's boy.
like a woo and bam type of thing, like me and my brothers.
And that's why they thought Lamar was older,
Yeah.
because of the maturity.
People think Bam. A lot of people thought Bam was older than me.
I mean, at a point I
yeah, I
did.
thought your brother was older than you.
What?
Yeah.
At a point I did.
Yeah, that's kind of. Wait.
At a point I did too. I thought Ben was
Wait,
older
wait.
until he
Yeah.
until
I
he
really
said
did.
it.
Yeah.
I think when we was about to,
I'm 2
when Ben
minutes
came
older.
up here and we was going to interview him, and I finally
2
asked.
whole minutes.
2
Right.
whole minutes.
I'm gonna get you. 2 whole minutes.
He had like his 10 minutes or something, right?
10 minutes act like it's
But
months.
on the birth certificate it says he's 8 months older, 8 minutes older than me.
Really?
So really,
Yeah, which is wrong.
no, that's right.
No, it was wrong.
No, you trying to claim it?
No,
Ben
to my
the
mother,
older.
even my mother told
No,
me.
you're a little brother.
Because they named me first, and then they gave him my father's name. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm the oldest, but they still gave Ben my father's
So
name.
they trying to tell you something.
No,
That Ben
they're
was
not trying to
first.
tell me.
Right.
The birth skip is a lie.
No.
Well,
them people in
if
the
it ain't,
hospital got
then
it right.
My mother and them lied to me then.
Nobody lies to you. I was born the same day. That should say.
Yeah,
Get the
same
time.
day, 2 minutes. I came out
That's it.
2 minutes before him though. He
Okay.
came out right
He's
after.
standing on his 2 minutes. He won't let it go.
He came out after. But then I don't think we gotta. You answered a lot of questions. We gonna have to little piggyback through these a little bit, right?
Yeah, we can navigate
Yeah,
through
we
it.
can navigate through 'em.
I'm gonna go first because he over there shaking like he's scared of you.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can, brother Mark.
How you doing, Monty?
I'm fine, nephew.
That's Marquise. You gotta speak up.
That's my nephew.
Yeah, you gotta speak up.
I love you, all right?
I love you
You
too.
know I love you.
Yes.
Good to see you here,
Good to
okay?
see. Yes.
I just want to tell you that before I go, okay?
Thank
Y'all have a good night and an amazing episode.
you.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Everyone
it.
that this is his establishment
Oh
that
my
he's
God.
so nice to let us use. He's so nice to let us use his establishment. We love him so much. Thank you, sir. Shout out my boy Mark.
Oh, boy.
I think you
You
right.
got anything you want
so,
to ask Al? Let's say you just
I
in
have
the
a
room. You have a question?
I do.
What's your question?
So, again, just like Mark, how you doing?
All right.
I love you. With all
I
my
love
heart,
you.
you know we speak.
Yes.
I'll never not let you know how much you mean to me.
Thank you.
You said about making yourself cry and not wanting to cry in front of people. Do you feel like you have a duty to be strong?
No, I don't feel like I have a duty. It's not that I want to cry in front of people. I just don't want people to be sad because I'm sad. I like to see people happy, you know. And to make myself cry, at one point I did it only because I wouldn't cry. I couldn't cry. So I'm like, am I a robot or am I human?
Right.
Why am I not crying? You know? And I couldn't understand it until I sat down and spoke with God and says, hey, you asked me to protect you and shield you. I'm going to do that. And that's what it is. So from that point on, I let it go. It was nothing but not to, you know, I have people who say to me, I can take my cape off and, you know, relax. How can you take something off that's embedded under your skin?
Mm.
How can you? How can you? You can't. It's there. I was built with it.
Right.
So when people say it's okay to cry, I'm like, I cry. You know? When people say it's okay to not be okay, it is to a certain point. We have 8 other children that you know, try not to lose your mental sense over because I have other children that I have to care for. I have my days, you know, I go through it. But I just don't like people to be sad because I'm sad. Because if we're both sad, who's going to help who? I need you to be up. You know, I need you to help me get through this, not cry with me. I can cry with my children. I can cry with a teddy bear. But to cry with me, we both know good for each other. That's damage. It's just damage on top of damage. So no, I don't care. I walk the street. I be at work. I just start crying, talk to my boss, and they be like, "You're right." I'm like, "Yeah, I just had to shed a tear too," and I go about my business. But no, it's never for once to for somebody to feel like. I feel like I can't cry because I want people to think I'm strong. I'm not strong. I have strength. Big difference. I'm not strong at all. God is strong. Because He's strong. I have strength. So no, I'm not strong. I can't lift up 150 dumbbells. I'm not strong. I just have strength, and my belief is, I always teach my kids that, you know, one day one of us not going to be here, so we have to be here for each other. Or perhaps I say to them, I have to tell them about death. As much as they didn't want to hear about it, you have to teach your kids about death, because then questions come along like, well, what happened? Why? Who did it? Who did? Why they gone? And why this? And, you know, so I taught them the same way I taught them how to live. I taught them that when you're gone, you know, these things happen. If I'm before y'all before me, somebody got to be strong. Strength.
That's definitely a conversation.
Thank you for that. But you've always been strong, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you always had strength, I could say.
I mean, from being a kid out of 5 that had been mistreated from the age 12, I built my own strength.
Right.
You know, to never allow anyone in my presence, especially kids, to ever hurt.
Right.
From any stand, anywhere, and it's still open to anyone. Not to bring it up, I have 3 children in my house that was dropped off at the age of 4 days, so she's now 8. One is 1.5, she's going to be 8. One's going to be 10, and she was 2. Parents dropped them off back then, and I still got them.
Still did.
To this day.
But you always did that.
I always did that, and I would
Always.
do it for
Always.
That
anybody.
open house kind of policy for that.
I would do that
Always
for
did.
anybody. It's
Right.
like a safe haven. It's like, you know, a lot of people look at me and say, "Ah, look, I wish I could be like her." Y'all don't know what I had to go through to be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what path I had to take to get where I'm at. You know, it wasn't easy. I didn't have an easy childhood. I didn't. But I always said to myself, when I grow up and I have kids, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to be different.
Right.
So I'm just the opposite of what I went through. and to be the person I am today.
I
Just
think
opposite.
as kids, we never understood what you really was doing. You know, like you was taking in, you know, the role that you played. You know, also taking care of your own kids. We never understood that until we got older. And we like, oh shit.
That's what she doing.
Yeah.
And you gotta give credit to my children too.
Like,
you know why? Because they always accepted anybody that came in.
And
they wasn't
on the block, we
judgmental.
did the same thing.
Yes, they didn't
I
knock
was my
nobody.
neighbor for how long? Forever.
Forever. Wow,
My neighbor
forever.
for forever.
Yep.
And whoever came in,
They ate.
Right.
whatever.
Had fun.
Whoever she take in,
That was just what it is. I
They
want
on
nothing
oak.
from it.
they
That's
playing
it.
with them too.
That's
She
it.
had the open door
The adults
policy.
outside, the
My
kids.
brothers,
Yeah.
whoever, you know, like.
Even today, like these young girls, they have their kids outside and they want to be outside with their little friends and let them come in here and play. I'd rather them sit in here and play than to be out there with all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just how I've always been.
Right.
It's just I was that kid that didn't have nobody, so I don't want anybody that's around me or any kid around me to ever feel like there's nobody. That's the worst feeling in the world.
Right.
The worst feeling.
For you to say, like, sometimes you remind me a lot of my mother, and I used to, boy. It was not she had humans, cats, dogs. She took
He said
whatever.
human, not people.
For real. every time we came home, it was either animal or a different person there. But she would, you know, take in kids from churches that wasn't, you know, doing too well. Then she started working at Horizon and started dealing with the disabled kids, and they had disabilities. She would bring them home. They would stay with us. And
Pillar.
Yeah.
True
But like you said, you don't know what you went through for you to actually get to that point. And once I got older, I started to realize, like you said, like you being mistreated as a child, like certain things happened to my mother that I didn't know about, to the point to where it made her want to help kids and make sure they weren't being mistreated. And so that's why she always tried to, you know, open her doors, even though she had kids.
Right.
You know, and we didn't, as a kid, like, you thank God for your kids and welcome them. We didn't see it. Well, I didn't see it as that. I just felt like, you know, we had our own things going on. How would you, you know, bring other kids into the situation? But as you grow and you get older, we started to, like, you know, just try to help them as well too, because we realized it could always be worse.
Yes.
We can be in a situation that you're in. Look at us, we live in a house, we good, we don't want for nothing. Here it is, you come, we kind of like, you know, try to help my mother and talk to you, and even if we got to play with you, to make sure you have fun, and when you come here, don't make it seem like you out of place.
Right.
You know, and we had, make sure comfortable. I had to get used to that, because I fought my own battles of, you know, my mom and, you know, the family thing and not being able to, you know, be around as much. So when you start bringing other stuff in, I feel like, damn, well, I ain't even getting what the hell. But as you get older, you understand it could be worse. You know, so when I found out you was doing that, I don't think, like, we always spoke and always, you know, I have respect for you. I always spoke to you. I didn't really know you.
I knew who you was. Alexis said, I knew exactly who you was. You didn't know me, but I knew who you was.
And I always said hi to you, and I always, like, even when you used to post the stuff about the foster kids, I always, like, was attracted to her. You always reminded me of my mother. I was like, well, I'm going to be doing the same thing. And
did she adopt 8 kids like me?
She tried. She tried. Because she started, even now, she's 65 and she's trying to go get her license and go back and help, you know. And I try to tell her, like, Ma, you too old, but I can't, you know, that, like, you believe in, you know, she's into church and that's just her calling. That's just her thing.
That's it.
That's what keeps her going. You know, that's her way of giving back and, you know, keeping her blessings going. So I can't tell her, Ma, you too old. You can't be doing that. You can't take these kids and you can't. But that's her thing.
Yep.
I can't, you know.
You can't stop her from doing the mission God gave to her.
Yeah, that's her mission.
Yeah.
That's her mission. Yeah. As you get older, you understand that.
This is my last question. Hopefully my last question. But like you say, his mother has been in touch with that spirit. Can you speak to, like, what inspires that energy in you to bring in those children? Like, is it something that you feel, or is it something that speaks to you that makes you say, let me bring in these children? Like, what is that? Because I don't. For those of us that don't understand.
Yeah. How can I put this? I mean, I didn't have a good childhood. Marquise Calhoun, Mom, took me at 12. I was neglected. Out of 5 children, I was neglected. I was mistreated, and I didn't have nobody. I was just wandering around, staying with different people. I was never like my mother's life. I was never. My aunt raised me to a certain extent, and then someone else was in projects raised. Wherever somebody let me stay, I stayed until his mom came and got me. And when she took me at 12, she just never let go. And for someone like that to love, her name is Toya, to love someone they barely knew the way she loved me, I feel the same. Like when it comes to someone coming to me saying, I can't take this, I can't do nothing with this baby, or please, I don't want the state to take my kids, can you just take my baby, I won't bother you. I can't turn them down because I was that kid at one point. I wasn't that young, but I was that kid, and I know I can love because God gave me a loving heart. And it's room. No matter, I don't care if we sleep on top of each other on the bed, and 5 in the bed, 6 in the bed, as long as a kid is safe and have someone to go to, somewhere to eat. Because I didn't have that. Like, I was thrown all around. All the way up until I was 12, until Toya got me. And then she raised me out to be the woman I am today. To just keep going and always be there, especially when it comes to a kid. And I'm there for some adults, but to a certain extent, if you want to be an a-hole, then I'm not going to deal with you because I can't have you around other people's kids. But when it comes to kids, man, it's just, I know how it feels not to have nobody. It's the worst feeling in the world as a kid. So, as far as what you say with your mom, like church, and it's like a heart calling of the heart, you can't pick and choose how God wants you to help. If He give you a, what is that word I'm looking for? If He give you a job to do and give you a message, you have to deliver to be obedient. And to be obedient to God is do what He at God's work. That's His work. And what other better job is there to be to raise someone to be a good kid, because they're our future. These kids have to be able to maintain the world, senator and president and this and that. If we don't give them that, then where we stuck at? Where are we stuck at? So we'll be stuck in a big hole with nothing to do, with nothing for these kids, and everybody's going to be around doing whatever. But I do it because I love children. I love children. I miss my childhood. I miss my childhood. I really did. I miss my childhood because I was caring for my siblings. Feeding, doing hair, taking to school, leaving for lunch, come back, feeding. I did all that. And I miss my childhood. So to see kids have a childhood around me and have fun, it just melts my heart because I missed it. I couldn't do it.
Do it heal your inner child?
Inner child. And it's get me back in touch with my inner child. Like, wow, this is what being a kid is. That's what my daughter said. You don't even yell at these kids. What's wrong with you? I said, yell for what? It's not going to make any sense. You're going to yell at them, they're going to do it again because they want attention. Let the kids be kids. Well, they jumping off the top bed. As long as they're not bleeding, as long as they could tell somebody they fell off the top bed and not act like somebody did it, let them jump. They don't want to eat nothing. They just want junk food all day. It's the summertime. Nobody really sits down and eat dinner. No, kids like really.
It's too hot.
It's not, So I just.
That's just something that got to be in you.
I wish I could take in more. I really do. I really wish I could
that's something
find
that
a place where I can take in more and help more, especially these teen moms, these 13, 14-year-old girls with these babies, and they have nowhere to go, and they have these babies because they're babies.
I remember being around and just seeing certain moms after you take their kids and certain moms going up to see their kids at your house for a few hours.
And then they leave.
I kind of remember when you first started it.
This was before diapers.
Right. And and people, that we know or know of will just come up and then they'll come visit their kids. And I remember one time hearing you say even though I have your kids, it's an open door for you.
She's an open door.
And I think what you do is amazing, right? But I don't think that people always get foster parents like that.
No.
So for you to get into that and become this person, and not only to love on them, but to do everything else that revolves around them, you are an amazing person for that. Because some people just taking the kids for the wrong reasons.
They trafficking them.
It's sad.
We see a lot of stuff.
It's sad.
You know what I mean?
But I travel with my kids everywhere. Anybody can tell you, I pack that trunk up in a minute and we be
y'all own them anyway.
I have.
And it's been like that since I can remember. When whoever you got,
they went.
They buy your hit.
They went.
All the time. You have always treated them like your own. It has never been about the money for you. What Mark just was saying, we call you Auntie Tasha because you always had the door open to us. I remember coming in your house and eating, or we coming in there just laughing and stuff. But you never treated them different, and we need more foster parents like you in the
Absolutely.
world, because
Absolutely.
it's already trauma for a kid being ripped from their house,
Right.
And
I
thrown
and
to
then
somewhere
getting in
else.
diapers and foster care and being treated way worse. So it's just trauma on top of trauma, and it's unfair to a child, because the
It
child
is.
don't actually be here, right?
Right.
That's two parents that make a decision, two teenagers, however they go. So just to see, we've been around you for years, just to see how you navigated through that through years, and you don't stop. You still, have the helping hand out. You are an amazing person for that.
Absolutely. That's what you
Not to
gotta.
some.
You
Not
gotta
to
have a
some.
heart of
You're an
gold
amazing
for that,
person.
though.
Not to some, but
Yeah,
very
that's.
relevant.
I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I mean,
I picked this lifestyle for a reason.
Yeah, I could.
So
I mean, it gotta be something that you like the way you do it, right? It gotta be something that like you said, it's just your calling. For some people, it's their calling to just be that vessel for other kids and for other people. Sometimes that's just your calling, what God calls you to do. Some people answer to it, some people
Some
don't. And the people that do, they do an amazing job at it. We all, like you said, thank God that you found yours. We all still trying to find ours.
yeah.
What is your calling? What did God call you to do? My mother in the past, we said they called me to preach. I can't see that. But I don't see it. But maybe they see something I don't see when I'm 60. But I don't see
I
that.
don't think I'll take you serious.
Yeah, I don't see, I mean, you have people that change that,
This is true.
that to talk to people. Go ahead, Al.
I promise this is my last thing.
Oh my God. I can't wait till you let go of that line.
To speak to what y'all was just saying, it's a saying. It's God doesn't call to qualify; He qualifies to call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, He don't call you because you got it in you.
Yeah.
He calls you when He puts it in you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Not to say that you said you had a rough upbringing. Not saying that that's the reason.
It really isn't.
He probably called upon you and said, this woman or this young lady at the time he called you said she deserves to have love in her heart. Mm-hmm. So he put it in you in such a way that you just exude love, and everything about you says love and power.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
And I just wanted to say that. So like, don't think like it's like, oh, I got it in me to do it. Like it might be in you because it's like it's just in you.
It's just
you
in
know
you.
what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to say is I want to say thank you, because I don't know what else y'all got. I don't want to take away from the conversation. I want to say thank you for being so upstanding and so strong, because the strength that you exhibit, you know what I'm saying? You say you're not strong, but you have strength. That is infectious.
Yes.
And it attaches to us, the people that come into contact with you. Like, I feel a sense of warmth when I talk to you. I feel a sense of security when I'm around you. That's why when I get close to you, I tell you, I love you. You mean the world to me. You understand what I'm saying? And I just want to say thank you for that. Whatever it is that put that in you, God, whatever thing, deity, whatever put that inside you, and so it affects the world around you, I'm appreciative of that. I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for real.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to take over the conversation.
I think that's a thing too, because I just found my purpose like 4 years ago with mentoring the kids. You kind of said it, like, Shawnee, get up. I want to hear the loud Shawnee.
Yeah, we got it.
You watch what I did with my life
Right.
from when I was in the streets to now. And I thank God all the time of how I found my purpose. And I give SB the praise for that too. Because I didn't know SB until 4 years ago. Sitting on Forest. And he just walked up to me and started having a conversation with me. And we've been locked in since then. And that's when I found my purpose of, from what everything I did in the streets, I'm supposed to give that back to the youth. That played the part in me becoming a mentor and doing the community work that I, do now. And I just, in the beginning, I don't lie. Like, I be transparent. In the beginning, for me, it just was like, all right, we doing this work, we getting paid, got another job. And then I felt myself, like, falling in love with it. Sharing stuff with these kids at these schools that I never told nobody. Like, me being depressed, me being suicidal, stuff I did in the streets. And one day it just was like, I enjoy what I do. It went from it just being about money to me enjoying what I do. And I took it very serious. And I realized, like, this ended up being my calling. Because I completely just cut the streets out. I just completely transitioned into this is what I was going through. And a part of it came for me, it's like, I can't go back to prison. My mother was there. My mother not here no more. my father passed away like 10 months later after my mom. So it was like, what am I out here doing for real? So once I found out that it was my purpose, it's like I just love what I do now. No matter how tired I am, when it comes to these kids and mentoring them and doing stuff or just doing the work that we do in the community, I'm going to show up and I'm just going to do it. So I think that you knowing your purpose, like how Al and Wu was saying, even you, it just when it comes, it's like sooner or later you start to know, like, this is what I'm really supposed to be doing. And it doesn't feel like work after a while. Like, once you realize it, how that saying go?
I got too many kids that be playing with other kids.
It's the love. It's the
When
love.
I ain't got mine. I don't want nobody else's.
That's what he said. He got too many kids to play with other kids.
Speaking of kids,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, I have another grandchild. The day the boys passed away, I got a phone call that my son had a baby.
The little girl.
A little girl.
Yeah.
And took a DNA test. From my saliva, she came back 95%.
His?
She's Darryl's baby.
That boy he know how to move.
He know how to make him.
Sovereign. And her birthday's the day before his.
Wow.
Whew, I just announced that. I never told.
You heard it here first now.
Yeah, she's a
and it's all
true
Darryl
blessing.
and Darla that got the kids, right?
That's it.
Darryl and
My stepdaughter, my other two grandchildren. But yeah, that was.
Lamar ain't got no kids, right?
None.
No.
Damn, that's like me and
She got like really two or two. Like Darla and Darryl got the kids.
Darryl has 5.
Yeah.
I got older kids. Bam ain't got none.
Darryl has 5. He has a 15-year-old.
I do too.
Yeah.
I
He has
got
Dream is going to be 12. He's at Callie's 9. Neon just turned 3 and Sovereign's 1.
I forgot we used to have them conversations like we neck and neck.
Let me tell y'all.
I got 15, 13, 11.
We talk about everything. They can have a pimple down there, like, Mom, look, and they don't care. I did not know he had a kid. I did not know this baby existed.
I don't think he probably wanted to tell you.
Passed away. When I say taken to the grave as a person, he's that person because he took it with him. I knew nothing about this baby.
I remember when it came out, and the first thing I said was, "It's always that damn Darryl."
That Darryl.
I said, "It's always that damn Darryl."
When she called and she said it, she was like, "I have your latest grandbaby." I'm like, "Oh, please be Lamar, please be Lamar, please be Lamar." She said Darryl. I was like, "Damn it."
Oh, you like, please be Lamar?
Yes.
Because Lamar got none.
Lamar, he had none.
He had none.
He had none. He said he had too many nieces and nephews that have kids.
That's what Ben be saying.
That's what he said.
That's smart though. I wish I
Not
was.
that
I wish
smart.
I was smart.
It's not what's supposed to be.
Right.
No, it's not what's it's not what's supposed to be. But my kids made me who I am today. I love my kids. I try to be, like you said. It's also called like how you was young and you came up and you didn't start breaking the cycle. Like you broke the cycle. So I try to break that cycle. Try to be the best father I
want you
can
to stop
to my
using the word try and do it.
Well, yeah. Well, I am the best father I can be to my kids.
You will be. You remain to be the best father.
Yeah, I remain to be the best
It's
father
not
I can
try.
for my kids.
You're not trying no more.
Yeah,
no, we're gonna do it.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely
do it.
right.
To me, from what I see, you are. But it's 2 sides to each story.
Yeah.
But I see that even with the moms. I see they're good moms also. But it's not about that. We're not talking about that right now. But don't try no more. I need you to just say it is.
It is. It is. It is.
You gotta boost yourself up.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
Look, it's rough.
It's rough being a dad.
Listen, I don't know about being a dad boy, but I had 3 boys, so
it's rough.
let me tell you, it's different.
It's rough.
It's different. It's different. It's definitely
the
different.
guys, we had those conversations. The guys that don't really care or that are not around don't go through half of the stuff that us men go through.
Deadbeats
that
get treated better.
Well,
I had to say, in a
what?
way. Like deadbeats get treated better. Like
they do.
And that's because the attention seeking of the mother has nothing to do with the father. You know, they get more attention on why you're not there, what you can do, more than the ones who are already doing the same thank you. Yes, you do, and I feel like you should say thank you when it's outside of something that or the norm. If I'm just doing it, I'm just breathing, I'm just popping up as a father. Like, thank you, thank you for the kids. Like, you know, then you have the mothers who feel like he ain't doing nothing, so she want to make his life miserable. It's all about that person, but that's not your worry. Just do your job. That's it. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. Do what you do with your children. That's it. They know who you are.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I think that's good advice from today. I was your therapist earlier. I think she gave you better advice than what I
I
said.
have 3 boys. You know, even dealing with Darryl with his kids and you know, not being able to see him and going through this and going through that. And I'm like, listen, boy, let me tell you, they'll come around. Sometimes you got to treat people the way they treat you in order to get a better reaction out of them. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you don't want me around, you don't want me to see him, okay, then I'm going to stay away. Then you're going to be called this, then you're going to be called that. But see, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying not to be called that or be that, but you push me away.
Right.
But nobody should ever push you away from your children. You have every right that the mother has. Every right they have, you have.
I think
Just
that's
be
what
there
they
for
need
your
to
kids.
learn.
Just be there for your kids. I was never stubborn when it came to my kids with their fathers. Like, even though I couldn't stand him, I never took that from him with the boys. I never took that from Quayshawn's father, and definitely Delacqua's father passed when she was 2. But I never, even if I had to slide him $20, say take him to the store, as long as you spent that time with them, I was satisfied.
Right.
I never kicked my kids' father back in because I chose them. We did it together, so, you know, I don't know what makes it any different from a male and a female, but you can't kick a brother once he's down. What happened to picking him up, dusting him off, and fixing his crown? But females don't live like that no more. It's different.
This generation is screwed.
This generation is done up.
That's why you gotta raise your kids to be the opposite.
Yeah, break that generational curse,
You gotta raise them to
man.
be the opposite. I can't speak for everybody, but I raised my boys for one to be respectful. Now, whatever y'all do behind closed doors with them and
No,
they
they still was
disrespectful,
respectful.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
They was respectful.
But the overall respectful, I teach them because you have a mother, you have a sister, you have nieces, you have daughters. You cannot be disrespectful. You know, don't never give up on your children. I used to always tell Darryl, ever. I don't care what nobody say, how they say it. You do whatever you have to do. Some of them you gotta stay away from. These little nappy-head girls or something. Back to the subject. Back to where we were at.
Yeah. Some of them you do. Some of them, you know. Some mothers do that though.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mother. She ain't do it.
But
I was
you know
crazy.
you know when you'll be able to figure out a woman?
Yeah,
You wanna know how? When you figure out why they put a circle piece in a square box, then you'll figure out a woman.
Yeah, that's never. You might as well just keep. I ain't never gonna figure it out.
That's what I'm telling you. You'll never figure it out. You're never gonna figure it out.
You done.
Never,
And
ever.
why do they cut that circle in triangles to give it to people? You would
you'll
never figure that out.
No.
Right?
He's
Leave it
really
alone.
thinking about it.
You got to change the whole conversation.
I just
So
got it.
we're gonna ask you the questions. We're gonna go back and forth, so we're just not coming from one person. First question I have for you is, what do you hope your sons see when they're looking down at the life you're living now?
That I'm living life to the fullest, like they always say. They always say, no matter what, don't stop, just keep going. And I think that's one of the main things that keeps in the back of my head is like, you're living, you're alive, but you're not living. Lamar said that in my dream. He said, you're alive, Mom. Why are you not living? Why are you not living? And I'm questioning, like, what do you mean? Because I want to stay in the house. I didn't want to be around people. I was okay. I just wanted to be home, you know?
Yeah.
So I started going out. I don't like it. I didn't like it at first, but I found one spot I like that's real comfortable, and they treat me really good. So I just hope they look it down and say, you know, damn, it's mine. You still doing it. You still going forward. You're not crying. You strong. You the woman that we knew. So that's what I'm hoping. You know, they came to me a lot of times in dreams.
That's good.
A lot.
I mean, that's a positive thing, though.
It's good, but then when you don't get it, you start to wonder. Did I not do it right? What happened? Did I not sleep correctly?
Right.
Did I turn my head the wrong time? No, but they come through the kids a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the stuff that they tell me, be like, how do you know that? You know?
That's real though. People don't understand like how real that is.
I had the young lady Raven, not to go off the subject, that had the accident hearing, came to me in my dream, and she told me, your kids are in paradise. They said they're okay, not to worry.
Damn.
And they said they got me, and I called her mother, and I said, your daughter came to me in my dream, and she said my boy's okay. They're in paradise. It's only one thing. That means she's there. And she just cried and we just talked. And I know she kept just saying, everybody keeps saying it's going to be all right. I said, no, it's not. Don't let them tell you that. Don't let them fool you to think it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay, but it's never going to be all right. You know, you just go day by day at your pace. So they come to us a lot. They either. This woman from the church came to my house and came in my bedroom and she backed up. She was like, oh, they all over here. They all back here. The aura back here. Them boys are protecting you by any means. So that helps out a lot too. Because I'm a believer in that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You raised them right though. I can tell you that. You definitely raised them right outside of what you see. Even outside of, you say Darryl was a knucklehead, but
that's just
he was a mama's boy.
Yeah, he was, but he was still very respectful. We all, and me and him used to talk a lot about, we got kids and the baby mother stuff, and that's just something me and him always talked about. And even outside of that, it just was always, sometimes we go through certain things to get to where we want to be at. And that's something that, he just felt like, I had to go through that to get to where I'm at. Mm-hmm. He said, if I didn't, what was going to stop me? You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we take, we talked a lot, like I tell you, we always used to say to each other, like, I'm you, and he Bam, and, we just compare ourselves. And he was like, yeah, Lamar's Bam, and me and you the same, and they just don't do shit. We always in trouble. I'm like, bro, trust me, bro. I know the vibe. They the good guy, we the bad guy. That's just the way it is. But, we still, at the end of the day, I just want to give you your flowers because you definitely raised them the right way to be men. And you know what I mean? In this generation where we grew up at, it doesn't normally happen like that. Even though, and I try to tell people now, you raised your kids. Now, it's up to them to take what you taught them to the next level. You ain't gonna, like you said, I'm not gonna be yelling at you every day.
No.
There's no point in that because I raised you the way I need to raise you. I told you everything I need to tell you. Whether you take it or not, you're gonna hit your bumps and bruises. And like you said, you never give up on your kids. No. But you'll always take with you what your parents taught you. Whether you keep bumping your head or not, you'll always remember certain things. Even when you get in certain, I think I can speak for everybody. In certain situations, you'll remember like, damn, they told me not to do that shit. Or damn, my mother said if I did X, Y, and Z, this was gonna happen when I got older. So.
But even with with us, like, and we saw it because we was around. Yeah. But even like with the decisions I made in the streets, like when I tell, like when I share with kids and everything, I always tell them like my mother didn't lack in anything. Yeah. Like aside from materialistic stuff, because I was the only child, I felt the love in my household. Mm-hmm. Like my mother made sure that she loved on me. I got out here and started seeing things and got curious and felt like I wanted to run around. I'm Brim. So I would, agree with Boo that you raised your kids. Me and Darryl kind of went through the same thing with us being knuckleheads. And not, like, it wasn't, I know it wasn't my mom's fault. And I know that you raised Darryl right. And I would say it wasn't your fault either. Yeah. We just get outside in the streets, we see stuff. And sometimes you just fall victim, but it's how you come back from that, right? And I came home and I did what I did. He came and he did what, he changed working and the things that he was able to do, even up with like the fire exam. Mm-hmm. But me and him used to get into conversations down when he used to be saying stuff to me like, yo, how you do this and how you do that. Like, we used to just big each other up that we was able to come home and do what we wanted to do and not care about what the streets said because we made decisions to leave that alone. Mm-hmm. Right? So, and I say that a lot. I always tell people like, yo, it wasn't my mother. Was me.
I remember I was talking to Lamar one day. What he said last time he was in, he said he had somebody's number. He was like, yeah, the coach is calling me. He said some NFL player or a Hall of Famer. He was like, yeah, he be calling me.
I'm like, the video.
I said, what?
I got the video.
He just said it.
The Giants that sent.
I got the video.
No, it was a Hall of Famer. He was like, yeah, I just got off the phone with him. I'm like, nigga, you saying that like that's regular.
I felt like
in my phone, I have a message from his email where Steelers was interested in him. Yeah. And he was doing an interview. And he had sent a 10-minute interview to him. It's in my phone that was sent to me that they were looking for.
I felt like that was going to be his next stop at the Hudson Catholic.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that was his thing, man.
Again, me seeing him in his element when we went down to watch him.
Just the way he talked about it.
It just was like.
And you could tell.
I wasn't looking
I said, you know how you know the game, bro? Is you really be gambling.
I wasn't looking at. I was looking at a whole different side of Lamar when I was watching him at practice.
Word up,
like
he
snapped into. I'm like, yeah, man. Look, he was.
FanDuel with that for
what? FanDuel.
I used to be hitting him up like, yo, send me a ticket. We hitting like that back to back like that.
It came to. where
sorry.
with FanDuel, when he won, maybe a month later, the lady came to my home and said the night he had the accident, he hit big. They just waiting to swap it over to my name because it was his winning. And because the lady was so honest, she said, you deserve it. So they're just waiting. Whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
She said he hit really big that night.
See how things just play out?
She said he
Wow.
hit really big that night, yep. Then came the world of kids, Nike sweatsuits and sneakers.
FanDuel?
And yeah. They
I remember
came
we
over,
was at the
they took care of
memorial
him.
and we saw
Wow.
the Giants
The Giants.
sent flowers, right?
Mhm.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, once I saw that, before that, I
Yeah.
kept saying, like, I think Lamar next step
Yeah.
is going to be
He was
NFL
talking about it
coaching.
though. He just was, you
Yeah,
know,
because
every
we had a
time you seen
conversation.
him, it was just like I used to always tell him when he come here, we always talk about it like we just try to motivate each other here, right? With different things that's going on, what we doing. And every time he came here, we would try to like pick his brain and ask him about something. Like, what you got going on, bro? What's the schedule? What you doing? What's the next step, bro? And he always, it's like his energy was just I think
Those
he
kids
has
loved him.
I could sense that he has more of your energy in him,
Okay.
right? Because when he came in, like when you came in today, it just was like, okay, like I'm usually a knucklehead. when shit about to happen, we about to start setting up. I just was okay. All right, I had to go outside and smoke. I ain't gonna lie. I said, let me go outside and
You
smoke.
went for a second.
I told you you whispering
Let
to
me
me.
get myself together, but just his spirit and your spirit, it's just like when he came in, it's just like a different vibe in here. So it was just like, it wasn't, you know how we usually come in, Darryl come in, we knuckleheads. Motherfucker, what you got going on, bro? Like, you know what? Bro, you seen her?
Right. It is always
It's
that.
always that.
I know you know
Like,
her.
I know you know her,
I know
bro.
you know
Every
her.
time you see him, like, yo, you know her? Like, let me see. Nah, I don't know her, bro. Wait, I got one for you. Wait, hold on, because I
No,
seen you
you're
like they
horrible.
picture, yo. But when he come in, it's more sense of, you know, what's going on, bro? What you got going on? Oh, yeah, you know, I'm out there with the calf, and, you know, we got the games, and I'm just trying to see. Or he talking about different kids, and he trying to get them out of here. He trying to make sure they do what they supposed to do. He see a kid walking past, somebody told, like, bro, you should do this or do that. It's just,
Those
That's
those kids
it's
that
just,
he coached,
man.
loved. It's you know the guy from her coach Reek.
Yes.
We had ended up in conversation because before the situation happened, Lamar was planning for me, SB, and the rest of us to come to this inside the school to talk to the whole school.
Mm-hmm.
So we got into conversation with that, and then what happened? So then Reek had ended up DMing me, and we was talking. He actually DM'd me earlier to ask me this upcoming week or next week, because me and SB was telling them, like, you know, we had kind of built a rapport with them that day. They took our numbers, our Instagram, and even the day of the memorial, they came like on a school bus, and they was talking to SB. So I'm probably gonna.
Oh, yeah, they did come.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
I'm like, I'm probably gonna schedule it for
Yeah,
next
for
week.
you to say FanDuel came and they was,
The Giants.
my boy was betting.
The
I'm telling you.
Eagles
Oh, no,
invited me.
Lamar-
See, the
No, he
was
was
hitting.
betting, boy.
Yeah.
Every time,
The
yo,
Eagles
what's the pick?
The Eagles invited me over. I had posted
Yeah.
I don't be on Instagram.
Darius Slay and
Oh,
Darryl.
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, so you went?
I posted up there. They put a big thing up in memory of them on
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, I seen you
that's
post that.
I don't be on Instagram.
Yeah, he had, and that's crazy that, you know, even the contacts that he had, like, the way he would talk about just people that, you know, we see on TV, and we just think of, like, he would just say it like it was so normal, like,
Yeah,
I just want to
meanwhile,
follow
we
my
like,
man here in the NFL, like,
Right.
oh.
Cause that's what I was.
Like,
That's
bro,
how I
what?
was. Like, what?
He like,
And he
nah,
like,
you know, they call me, I just
and I
be
kept
trying to,
telling
like,
him, like,
answer
yo,
questions and
this
stuff
what
like
you work
that.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
man.
your element, this what you work
Some
for.
people, like you
And
said,
I
some
kept telling
people,
him
like
that.
Al said, sometimes, you know, I know, like he's, like I always asked, I asked him one day, I'm like, yo, like, you think you like this better than, you know, doing what you want to do? Like, hell yeah, bro, like, the kids, it's different, like, how you saying it, like, he, like I said, he probably got that from you, like, the way he is with kids, like, the way he loved to coach, the way he loved to be around them, like, I know he wanted to, you know, take it to the next level, but when he started doing that, like, coaching and doing what he was doing, for him to take it in such, like, short time, from where he took it from to watching him just do, like, you know,
Winning
just helping.
championships.
They're like
doing
one
it-
game away from the championship.
Yeah, just helping and then doing his little thing, like side thing with
And
the
I-
kids with throwing.
Right.
And then for him, the next
training
next
things
time
that
you look
go
around,
on.
he doing it with the elite quarterbacks, the top ranked high school. I'm like, oh, my
And I
boy
said to
out
him
there.
before, when we
It
had
don't usually
Brent,
happen like that.
right, I said to him, I said, I'm so happy
Not
that,
kids from
you know,
his age, young like that, coming from where you come from. For you to be coaching Hudson Catholic,
Yes, it's the first.
that's big. Because they don't understand
and he said that to me.
what goes, like a lot of, like Dre and them was talking about, because they play football, a lot of kids that play football, they understood how it was there, as far as like being a black kid and trying to get into there, or just dealing with, it was a lot of
Yeah.
stuff
But
going
even
on
with
in there.
he had told me about the Lincoln thing.
Yeah.
He, like, when Lincoln tried to spin the block, he was like, I'm already locked in with them, it's too late. But even I had told him before, like, yo, I'm so happy that despite what you wanted to do, it was your first plan.
Yeah.
Despite that not working out,
He
that
took
you
that
went
to
plan
another
B,
level, boy.
and
Took
you
it
still
somewhere.
able to
Boy.
be locked in around sports
Fast, though.
and succeed.
fast.
You
elevate
do
like
know
that.
why he didn't. He was on a Red Zone ESPN. You do know that, right? While he was in college,
Yeah.
he was a pick on the Red Zone
Mhm.
ESPN, and you know why he couldn't play no more. And I'm not sure
Wow.
he ever shared it. The neurologist took him out, said one more hit to the head
Right.
would have killed him.
Yeah.
Because he had too many hits to the head.
I didn't know it was. I knew
I
it was
didn't know
something
it
in
was that.
injury, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it was
So
that
he had to
part.
stop playing, and he cried and he cried. I said, "What you crying for? Now you go teach it.
Mm.
You
And
can't
he
play
did
it.
that.
It's not in a rule book. It's not a book saying you're going to play. It says you're going to be in the sport, but never said where.
Ooh.
So you have to go and find out what part you fit in at."
Yes.
Yeah.
Went up to you. He went to Lincoln at first. They didn't take him in, and he went to Union City, and Will Valdez snatched him right up.
And that's crazy. See?
They gave you the championship ring, right?
They gave me. I have a charm. Well, they gave me his ring, but the last one they just did, they honored Darryl and Lamar.
Yeah.
They gave her like 8 trophies, beautiful trophies. But then they called me up and honored me with the championship thing, the big charm thing on
Yeah.
the chain.
That's nice.
That I'm not saying nobody didn't love him, but Union City loved Lamar.
Yeah, you can tell.
Valdez took him under his wing, like he prompted him for it. Like,
Yeah.
I go up there and I get nothing but my son go there actually, Buddha.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
He's in Union City, he's sophomore year this year. But he's playing basketball.
He was talking to, well, he ended up pulling me to the side when we was around there one of the days and was like talking to me in SB. He did
Yeah,
mention
he's
that.
up there. I have SB trying to mentor him because he was down in university. Oh my goodness, he was down there, and I got him up in Union City, so that's where he goes now. Grades went up.
And we was
Respect.
telling
He's
him
doing-
like,
he's learning Puerto Rican. He Spanish. He loved it up there. He loved
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he stays with his sister throughout the week because she live on 10th Street. But
So
he
people
loves
so-
it up there. He loves it, and they treat him so. They don't treat him different than the other kids,
Yeah.
but they monitor and mentor him.
and make
So-
sure that he got the things
Yes.
that he need.
Yes.
Because
Yes, they
I
do.
was telling him like, push forward for him. Whatever you do, just keep him in your
It was
head.
rough.
Right,
Yeah.
to keep
And
going.
can
one
only
thing Lamar
imagine.
told me, and I don't mean nothing against Jersey City Public Schools. He said, "You better not put my brother in none of these schools."
Mm.
He said, "If it's a charter, it's okay, but these other schools," he said, "Nah. He's a smart kid. He needs to go somewhere they're gonna challenge him." So when I went to Union City and they took him in, it was the best decision I've made taking him out of university.
Yeah.
You
I
can
think
talk
for
about
me
that.
too. Because I went to Lincoln for 1 year.
I mean, my boys
I would
went
have
to
never
Lincoln.
passed in there.
Yeah.
Coach Hamp, overall phenomenal coach.
I had F's out this world. My mother took me out of there. I went to create. I got A's, all A's, B's. I mean,
Say
I
stuff.
was.
I had F's out this.
Yeah, I did, because you in an environment to where
You're playing around,
you're
doing
playing
too much.
around and doing
Yeah.
too much, and I was smart. It's just that I was focused
you know
on
what
other
it
things.
was? I mean, it's kind of still like that now, but I kind of felt like that.
You
in
took me out of my
Snyder, right?
element.
Like, I wasn't dumb. I passed my classes, but I was a star basketball
Yeah,
player.
that
so
too.
I would go to class, and then once everybody gets settled in, I need a bathroom pass.
Yeah.
And I
That's
was
it.
going down
Yeah,
to the gym.
yeah.
I was playing in the hallway. Security chasing me, but I knew that grade work, when I had to do it, I was
Yeah, you
good.
do
I
it,
wasn't
yeah,
dumb, but
yeah.
I used the stuff to my advantage. I'm a star basketball
Yeah,
player up here.
I did
Y'all
too.
need me to play.
At Lincoln, I did too.
So you get
I
those
took.
situations.
It got to my head. I think a little bit.
Yeah, it got to
I was
mine
a
too.
freshman, and they wanted me to start varsity point
Right.
guard.
Same
So I
with me.
just started. Oh yeah, I could do whatever I
I'm
want
just
here.
walking around too.
But once I got out of my element in some place I didn't like, I wasn't around my friends. I'm all the way up here on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know none of these people, so now I'm out of my element. I have no choice but to
Fix yourself
lock
up.
in and get myself together. And I was definitely the public schools. I guess it's not. We ain't gonna get into all that.
Yeah.
Okay. We might need a
Let's
sponsor or
not.
something one day.
No, it's
I mean, I go on them and talk to the kids.
Yeah.
I know what you know, he was saying.
Right.
Like they'd call us up, call me up.
I didn't know till I found someone inside that was working there, and they started telling me, believe him when he tell you.
Yeah.
Believe him when you tell you. I'm like, so he was telling the truth the whole time. I said, all right, get my papers. I gotta take
Bad.
I just thought he just didn't want to be there. When he
Yeah.
tried it, didn't like it, and wanted to transfer. So I was like, nah, let me get him out of here. They fought to keep him, and I fought them to take him out,
Yeah.
and I took him out.
And with university, not, you know, to bash anybody else down there, but my mentor who passed away, Coach C.
See,
Coach C was really them
he
kids
loved them
like
kids.
Yeah.
like the things he did for them kids would be
My man that passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my mentor.
Yeah.
The things he did for them kids went beyond school.
Yeah.
Like everything, and like even when he passed away, you know, we went down there to talk to them. You can just tell that what he did, nobody was gonna be able to pick it up. Them
Some kids are angry.
right. Them kids was affected real bad.
Yeah.
Because again, it went beyond school. It went to family stuff. Kids that didn't have anything.
Yeah.
It was he just did so much, and he just felt like that was just him.
Yeah.
Like how you was,
Yeah,
like,
just
you know,
him.
with
Some
what you
people
do.
just
That
in
was
you.
just him, and he showed up for them kids in any which way. Like it's
Let's
yeah.
get to another. I don't. You answer all
I
the
mean,
questions. So I'll
right
ask
now.
you a question. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? And she answered this already. What your life was like before Force-owned, right?
It was the norm. Being a parent to 4 children, single parent, just trying to be the best I can for them, and show them how, you know, the ways around things and doing it the right way. Just making sure they was okay. We had our table time where we sit down at the end of the day and say, what happened today? How did you feel? What's going on? Why was you angry? How can we fix it? And things like that. We did that before we went to bed. So nobody go to bed with a headache or thinking that nobody cares. So we sat at the table and we talked about it.
I'm glad you said that. I'm
going
gonna put that in my notes to do with my kids.
Because you can tell the
Yeah, you
difference
said
when the kids are around the house and then somebody's a little off. Okay, let's find out what's his problem
Yeah, I
in the
know
corner.
that, yeah.
Like, what's the matter? What happened? Well, because we have to figure it out, because then that anger reflects outside of the house.
Yeah.
Especially when they're in school, because
Yeah.
the home that I have is a therapeutic home. So, majority of my kids, maybe 2 out of the 8, maybe 6 out of the 8 are drug babies. So I'm a therapeutical. I take the kids that with heroin, PCP, LSD, ADHD. That's my home.
See,
Yeah, that's my
what I said.
home.
You sound like
So
my mother with that.
when you have to find ways around it and understand that a lot of things that they do, they don't mean it. But it's not okay to accept it either. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, so you try to teach them how to let it go other ways than being angry and throwing things and want to fight and stuff like that. I got a pretty nice bunch kids that's really manageable. You know, it's just, you know, it triggers, you know, because a lot of my kids are like, have IEPs, so like, they call that special ed.
Yeah.
We don't call it that no more. We just say
Not no more,
IEP.
yeah.
You know, that was kind of rough dealing with that, coming from abnormal kids, because we are abnormal. We're not normal.
Yeah.
We're abnormal. They're going to special ed kids because nobody's normal. Everybody has something different going on with them.
Nice.
You know, so it's a little different. But taking the classes through DIFAS, the state, they offer you the classes for free and stuff like that, and help you dealing with, let alone dealing with kids that, you know, come in your home and they later on say, "Are you my real mommy?" Or why am I going to see this other lady? Who is she? And you know, just sitting them down and explaining to them, well, you know, you are blessed. You got 2 mothers. You know, you got one over there, you got one over here. That's how much love you got out here, you know. So and then they get older, and they get to the point like, you're not my real mother anyway. You know what, you're right, because if I was, I'll knock your head off already. But I'm not your real mother. So, you know, we're going to keep it real. But I am your mother. If you look on your birth certificate, my name is there. So you can say all you want to say. So I'm not going nowhere. I'll be your human punching bag, but I'm not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. So it gets tough, and then you got some of the mothers like, oh, she doing this to my kids. She's so mean. She treating them kids bad. You don't seem like an unhappy kid. When you come to my house, you can tell who is who's mine and who's not. If you didn't know me, you would not be able to tell. No, you wouldn't be able to tell.
I didn't know.
You would not be able
They
to tell.
had to tell me when I first
you
got
know,
up here.
you can't.
I was like, yo,
Wow.
ain't that y'all? Ain't that shit? No, that's the. Oh, word. What about that one? Nah, that ain't. I'm like, what?
Who is this white baby?
Word up.
And I got one Spanish.
Word.
She's 7. That's my baby. She's
Yeah.
7 years old. But it's And she calls me godmommy.
Yeah.
The ones that I got like from 2 days, like Buddha, he was 2 days old when I got him. Brooklyn, she was 4 days old when I got him. Makai was 2 weeks old when I got him. Those are the ones that called me mommy, because I'm the only mommy that know. But the rest of them calls me auntie or godmommy.
Yeah.
So whatever fits for them and makes them comfortable, just don't call me out my name. You know, just don't call me. You can say whatever you want, but nah, they it's different. It's definitely different. And when you're dealing with not only different personality, but different bloodstreams, because everybody's coming from somewhere else, but together. You know, but to make them come together and let them know that we all in this together. Even with Toya, the one who raised me, comes. She came and sat them down one day and said to them, "Listen, she was where y'all was at. I got her from the courts. Like, she's not my real daughter." It was like, "What you mean?" I never told them that my mom didn't raise me. No, Calico mother raised me. And she's like, they're like, "What do you mean? You're not? You grandma?" She was like, "Yeah, but I got her when she was 12." So now the kids look at me like, "Oh, she's just like us."
Right.
It made the relationship even better with us.
More secure.
Yes.
So,
yes.
can I ask you a question? If you want to answer it, do you go through the whole process with each one you got, like to legally adopt them to make you yours?
When you go through DIFAS, DCPNP, don't they call it? What they call it now? I forgot what they call it. They don't call it. I forgot what they call it. When you go through them, it's a long process unless it's siblings and the mom already lost, children. Usually try to reunify them with the parent. If they can't, they go into adoption. So it's like temporary.
So you're not a temporary?
No, they're all mine. My name on all their birth certificates. They're mine. I went through the courts. I do temporary. If they was to bring someone right now, I would, of course, take them in. But everyone in my house now, besides my goddaughter, it's legally mine. I'm on the birth certificate. So, and then one I had her since she was 2. Kind of found out her mom was adopted, and her mother's real mother is my father's sister.
Wow.
Kind of found out her biological mother, the little girl I have, she's gonna be 10. Her biological mother went to look for her real mother, found out who her real mother was. And now she called me and said, "We're related." I'm like, "How?" She said, "My real mother name is such and such." I said, "That's my father's sister." She said, "Yes, we're family."
Look at full circle moment.
So I have her.
Jesus.
So you kept it in the family without even knowing.
Without even knowing. But people was telling her I knew about it. And she was going crazy. "Oh, you set me up." And then actually bring your baby here. Baby, you brought it to me.
Yeah, so how did I?
No, she's my cousin. The little girl's my cousin.
That's crazy.
Jersey not so big.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
I don't mean to go so far back. That's my last question.
Just let it go.
I don't mean to go so far back. Are you a conspiracy theorist at all? You believe in conspiracies?
Do I believe in conspiracies? Yeah, to a certain extent.
All right. So with that, my question is like, do you think that IEPs are genetically natural occurrence, or do you believe like it's some? Because a lot of times people say it stems from what's the things you get as a baby? Not vaccines. Not vaccines. What they call them?
What?
The shots that you get, like when
vaccines.
you shot vaccines.
Vaccines.
Do you believe it come from that? Because a lot of times people say that.
No.
I'm just curious.
No, because then everybody would be like that.
Yeah.
Everybody have vaccines every kids.
I think it's different now because it's like they get a lot more than we used to get. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it. I mean, they do understand they have a right to refuse those vaccines.
I tell
right?
people that none of my
They have a right. You have a right to. You have a right to
shots.
refuse that. You don't have to get that.
Yeah.
It's not mandatory. I don't think it comes from the vaccine. I think comes from the family. In my house alone, I think mine's come from drugs. So mostly, like I said, 6 of my 8 were drug babies. So they had heroin, PCP,
I think all
system.
of us are most likely at some point drug babies. If you're black, because doing that back in the day with the communities that we were in, and for the most part, most people did drugs back then.
I often make the joke that I had 20 grams in my system when I was born, but
yeah.
honestly, I don't know if that.
I'm a drug baby.
We may not even know if that's the fact, because that may even boost up your mentality, your specialties and brains, and being a scientist and stuff. We don't know what the vaccines are doing. They can make you smarter, slower, dumber, fast.
But they say
matter.
that though. They do say certain
that.
things about. Maybe I'm bugging, but how do you give everyone? Like you said, everyone's different. How do you give every single person the same vaccine when everybody's body's different?
Because
that's a question I have.
We all our own gel. We all are different from each other.
Yeah, but how do you give everybody the same vaccine is what I'm saying. I don't think that makes sense.
Well, it changed, like you were saying, it changed throughout the years.
Because we don't even get a lot of stuff that we used to get back in the day now.
Right. But what they do now, I think it's different than back then. Those were simple back then. We didn't need them every 2 months. We got like 6 when we're born, 6 months, 1, and then 2, 3. Then after that, now they got up to 12.
12, yeah, I heard that. You get vaccine up to 12.
What's they called?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that vaccine. It's 12.
Yeah.
HP something. Yeah, it's 12 now, and it's like you can't even come out of 8th grade unless you get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious.
It's something. I'm telling you, it's something though.
That's crazy.
It's
Just
something
like,
they do.
Just like we fought off not giving these kids the shot for COVID.
Yeah.
Could have done the same thing with any vaccine.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's by choice.
It is.
But I don't know. I think I think it's control. You don't think so?
Yeah,
I think so.
Absolutely, positively.
Yeah.
I think it's control.
I just wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, I really think it's control.
Because I feel like we can't use the word crazy no more.
Yeah.
So what you gonna use cuckoo?
Yeah, like they tell us we can't use certain words when we talk about developmental disabilities or whatever the case may be. So I was just curious, like, because a lot of people say like the things that we're experiencing, the emotional imbalances that children experience, come from the medicines that they receive at birth. So I wasn't sure if you thought that at any point in time.
No, I never doing that. Even with the medication now, they don't give kids medicine no more under the age of 2.
No.
I didn't know.
No, they don't.
No, because remember they used to give out Adderall.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. You just have to.
You just have to naturally let it
go.
Right.
Yeah.
So under 2, you can't even give them medication no more.
But I don't know too much about it, but I know my last daughter, her mom did a lot of research on like the vaccines and the different things that it causes. And when she came out of that, my daughter doesn't get any vaccines. She didn't get any shots that they telling you to get. She has more information than I do. She did her own research, and I just tried to pass that along to other people. But you don't have to get it.
Right, you don't.
But the doctors will pressure you into getting it, because even though she has her own personal doctor, he knows how we feel. Every time we bring her to the doctor, he'll still say, "Yeah, you could give her the vaccine." Bro, we told you 30 times. She's not getting it. Stop asking us to give it, because they make money off giving you the vaccine. Even though it's free, they're going to make money off giving your kids the vaccine. By shooting them up and telling you, oh, you need this for that. They give you, because to me it don't make sense. You're giving them a shot not to get the flu, but they get it anyway. Because they're giving them a strain. They're giving them a strain of it. You're getting a taste of the flu. So you might as well not even get the shot anyway. They're going to get it. They say that it cuts the flu down shorter. No, it doesn't. Because every kid is different. You don't know how your kid's going to be. You know what I mean? Some of my kids was sicker than others. Some of them, they all different. Even though they come from me, they all are different in some type of way. So let's not talk about the ones that have to take like Adderall. Yeah. And the one that have to take at a young age, right? Or like Ritalin. Ritalin, they have to take. But they cut Ritalin back in the day. They cut Ritalin out. But I don't know if y'all know what Ritalin was. If you was in school and after lunch they sent them kids down there at lunchtime. After you ate, that was Ritalin. I was trying to go down there, but they told me they wish they could send me, but my mother wasn't letting them. I swear to God, he used to tell me that when I was 22. Like, why I can't go downstairs? Trust me, we want you to go down there, but your mother ain't letting us send you. But they was giving them kids Ritalin, bro, because they would come back to class and barely talking. Mm-hmm. They wasn't getting a little rowdy how they usually get after lunch. Well, they call it Adderall now. Yeah, they was giving it. Oh, that's what that was? It's Ritalin. It's called Adderall now. Ritalin was prohibited. They stopped giving that out because it was actually causing people to go. But that's what they was giving the kids back then? Yeah. Especially in the special ed classes. Yes. So now especially in the special ed classes. Most of you can say that no more either. Well, I know. I mean, we had that's why I said IEP. IEP. That's what it is. IEP. Now. It was back when I was in school. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. They sent me there for a couple months to tighten me up.
Turn you up.
Yeah, they sent me
Yeah.
there.
Special ed?
Yeah.
So you went from
I went
to
from
talent.
for real. That's the crazy.
You went from
I went
general
from
ed.
we called it Poe. I was in Poe classes and I started mistreating kids. So they said, okay, you want to mistreat kids? We gonna send you with the kids that's mistreating
It's
kids.
so sad though to be
And they sent me
separated.
with them. But when I got with them, I realized I wasn't nothing like them. I needed to get the hell out of here. It was Donald, Frank. I ain't gonna say no names.
It's
but
sad though because they separate our kids because they have BBD class, behavior children,
Yeah.
these children.
Oh, they
It's-
separated like that now.
They still do that. What's the sad part about it is how are those children able to learn other people and how to deal with different types of
Making
people
life
if they're separated?
Yeah,
You know, they're separated from the other ones. You have to understand the whole thing of education is you have, you know, the IEP children down here and they have what artistic.
Yeah.
What label you as artistic? What standards is artistic?
Right.
Like how you gonna tell me that this kid is artistic when he can take a cereal box, rip it in 1,000 pieces and put it back together?
Yeah.
He's a genius.
He's a genius,
not
yeah.
artistic.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
said
you know
those
what
were
I'm
one of the
saying?
smartest kids.
Yeah, smartest kids. Yeah.
You know, you don't, you know, in schools now they have behavior classes.
Yeah, they do. Even with the I can speak. 3 of my kids, all of them are in honor classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they get B's, they're really stressed out,
Your kids.
and that bothers me. That
And that's not healthy.
That bothers me a lot with them when they call me. And sometimes they be scared to tell me they got a B, and it bothers me sometimes. It's like it's so much stress on them to get into these honor classes and remain in these type of classes. That being that young, you shouldn't have that much stress on you. You get what I'm saying? So
It's
when you get a
control.
B,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, Dad, I got a B. I hope you're not mad at me, huh? Like you've been getting A's all your life. I wouldn't be mad at you for getting a B. But this is this is the stuff that they put in their head to stay in, like to get in these honor classes or like just to stay afloat with and be around different kids. It's crazy though. It's crazy.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a.
I mean, but that's. We're not gonna speak about the school system, but
Okay.
that brings back a whole different. You got a question?
Yeah. How do you celebrate their memory in joyful, uplifting ways?
This year I celebrate their birthdays because they were so close to what happened,
Mhm.
March and April. I'm not gonna be the one that dwell on it every year because I'm celebrating their life every day. That they're not here, you know. So we in the house, we start dancing like them, start doing. This is every day. People wants to do this every year. It's hurtful to bring back, and then get a bunch of boo-hoos around the whole situation. We're supposed to be celebrating. Like this is a time to be enjoy life. The first Christmas was a total dump. I'm gonna tell you that
Yeah.
because you know they passed away that December,
Yeah.
and then we had the memorial 3 days after Christmas.
Mhm.
It was a total dump because we used to match pajamas. Now we do it as a family, you know. We exchange gifts and stuff, we cooking and having fun. You know, have the big apartment so everybody's there. That was hard. That was a little rough for me, but I had to get myself together and get ready for 3 days later. The birthdays. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't drink. I'm not drinking, but I started to have drinks here and there, and it wasn't affecting me. And I had to say, "Oh no, what you doing? Come up out of that. You can't. Nope." Because I now understand how people saying, "I'm an alcoholic now," or "I'm here now because of this situation." I do understand that now.
You get lost in it.
I caught myself. I wasn't drinking like that, but I just found myself sipping a little
bit.
and I don't do it, you know. So I was like, "Nah, we ain't making this a habit. We ain't even making this a habit. No. We will not."
Sometimes we drown ourselves in other things.
Because you want to drown out the hurt.
Forget,
you know. I'd rather deal with hurt than to become somebody's in the liquor store 8 o'clock in the morning by the time they gonna open. Nah, I'm not doing that. So I mean, I just each day, you know, the sad part is I feel sorry for Darryl's kids. Because, you know, especially ones that understand and knows him. You know, he has one son that's artistic, a 15-year-old, but that Dream, he has a son, Dream, he's 12. He's going to be 12 in September. This poor baby's just gone. And he just want to be under me, like, constantly. He always was like that, but...
Now that his father
it's just like, because I think he's the only one that's going to really have a lot of remembrance of him. 15. Yeah, because the 9-year-old is autistic. Yeah. And then you have the 3-year-old. autistic, and then the baby don't know no knowledge of him. So Dream is like just looking at his kids, and I just feel sorry for him. And every time he comes around, because he looks like him, I start to cry.
Yeah.
I cry, you know. He's like, Grandma, it's
Definitely
okay,
do.
I got you. You know, so I just feel bad for the kids, you know, with holidays and stuff that he's been around for them. I just don't know how to. I can't replace that, you know. We try to make the Christmas as big as we can, you know. Everybody came together and got them whatever we had on our wish list, but that Dream is gonna be something different. I feel bad for him. Overall, all of them, but Dream knew him. You know, so because she didn't, Nana was okay with, you know, him being around us and stuff like that. But yeah, I just feel bad for those kids. I won't be celebrating every holiday the way they say. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's just too much. First of all, you get in a safe space, and then the holiday come, and now you're dropping again. Then you get back in a safe space, and then another holiday. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna stay level.
Holidays, you got birthdays.
Yes, I'm gonna stay level.
I like your mindset.
I'm gonna stay level. I'm gonna stay.
I really think
level.
this definitely going to help a lot of people with the certain things you said, and you even helping me like by talking, be a better parent, and understanding different things with my children, being that they're so young. But I know a lot of people is definitely going to take a lot from what you said, because I'm just listening, and you definitely have a different mindset as far as like you said, keeping level-headed in your strength is
That's
definitely
it. You just
different.
gotta stay level-headed. You gotta, you know, just like I said, just accept it for what it is. Accepting is the hardest part of death.
Yeah.
It's the hardest part, that accepting it. Like you could be there, you'll be right, things like, damn. And then you're going through it again, and you're going through it. Once you set yourself out accepting it, I think things will be a lot smoother.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I have a question for you. What's one thing about your sons that people never got to see, but you wish they did?
True. I don't know. I mean, because the stories and stuff that's coming to me,
everybody got to.
they basically got to touch all bases with them. Even stuff I didn't get to see that they told me about. I don't know. I can't pick one thing out. I don't.
Which is good.
Yeah,
They was characters.
I had to buy a card and get all this stuff off my phone and put it onto. I'm so serious because so many people was like sending me pictures and videos of them dancing. Yes, I got so much to where I'm trying to get somebody to map it onto a CD and make something. Yeah, I have so much. So
that'd be nice too.
Yeah, I think that's done with that question. I have no answer for that. It's all
so
over.
many memories. That's good.
Yeah, it's a
all
lot.
over.
It's a lot. I'm telling you, people don't even know. This lady from Nashville, Lamar, like coached her son. He went out there, and I can show you on my phone where she send me stuff all the time, just checking on me and just like, you know, what I can do to help you, because he was so good to my son. And I had to go and speak to someone up in 38 school, a young boy. They connected the mother to me, and the little boy didn't want to come to school. He didn't want to play ball, nothing. So I'm kind of like a grandma to them now. So I go talk to him. He come hang out with us and stuff like that. It made him better. They say he was doing better in school and stuff like that. He's going to, I think, Hudson. But he wanted to give up on football. Like, nah, I'm a female. That's my favorite sport. You gotta go play some football. You gotta live out his dream. You know, his legacy or whatever. And it worked out for him.
That's good.
He's back into it.
You just connected.
Yeah, he's back in it. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It seems like they living through you, and you just living it out. Like how you say, you basically like to coach another. Even though you're not coaching on the field, you're coaching him through life so he can get on the field, which is keeping it moving and keeping your son's legacy alive as well. By helping and keeping it moving and doing.
And they can't ask me about no rap, because I don't know about no rap.
You gotta learn it.
And I'm listening to Darryl music. I'm like, who mother is who child? This boy talk like
it's just raps. It's just
raps.
raps.
He in the street. He got over a silver spoon. You better stop. Boy, no, he ain't taste no dirt out of it. Nah, I just be like, this kid right here. Nah, I just try. See, this is what I try to do.
Yeah.
Just get y'all to laugh. Get you smile. It's not always. It shouldn't be sad all the time. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it back for you. I had a couple watered eyes a couple times.
Yeah,
you see?
I did too.
I saw
Oh, you saw mine?
Oh, man, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's okay though. I'm telling you, it's okay.
And so we love him though.
Yeah,
I know that. I know that for
same
sure.
as you.
Like my son called me, Ma, you better go to Woo. He got some boots. Remember I called you
Yeah,
about? Like, you want them boots? You better go see them now. I'm like, the kids can't fit it. He put the size out there. What do you want me to do? I'm trying to help you out. So you want me to send you money? Lamar was that kid, boy. Now, Darryl was stingy. That Lamar was like, check your bank account.
Yeah.
Check your bank account.
Yeah.
Check your bank account.
I mean, he got older kids.
Who, Darryl?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm his mother.
I be seeing y'all all say this, feel like
I'm
that. I be trying to
mother.
say the same thing to my mother, like, Mom, you know I'm the one with the kids, the responsibilities.
Yeah, but I'm gonna help you with your kids. Because
And
what
she
you
be
give
like-
me is what I'm gonna take care of your kids with.
Oh, I don't care. Even my father, he be coming here. No,
Yeah.
I'm going to you. I don't care what you talking about. When I go, I need you to do that. Like, bro, I'm the one. I got the kids, bro. You gotta go to the other two. They ain't got no kids, no real responsibilities. They ain't got it. But that's just how mothers think, I guess. I don't care what's going on.
She like,
You got the kids. I don't care. I'm your mother.
Your kids gonna ask for something. I'm gonna send it right out of the money you gave to me. That's how
But
it
that's
works.
smart though. That's good. That's smart.
What
we
is-
definitely love them though.
what is something you learned about your own strength during this process?
What I've learned is I'm gonna use the word stronger, not strong. I'm stronger than I thought I would be. I definitely thought I was gonna go into a mental breakdown. Lose a couple of bolts up there because they were not here. I thought I was gonna be a mess. I thought I was gonna be a mess. I thought I would be no good for nobody, let alone myself. And because when I first found out that day, I just said, how am I gonna live? I forgot that I had my own life. You know? So definitely thought I was gonna be bonkers out here. But it was the opposite, total opposite. Total opposite.
I can tell from that speech you gave at the balloon release when
Yeah.
you was just, and then at the
the
memorial, and I just was like,
I kept saying it to myself, like, I'm so, you
Boy, I
know,
don't
you just
know
pouring
how
love
she
into
do
us
I have
with that, you know, going on. And you was very vocal about
yeah,
it. So it was
absolutely.
like, I kept saying, you know, I kept you in my prayers, but I kept saying, like, she just want to make sure we are all right.
That's it.
And it's really about her. And that just shows a lot of your character, right?
Yeah.
Like, the type
Yeah.
of person you are. And for us, that's the type of person.
But was it about me because it was my sons, or was it about me because it was me?
'Cause
That's
it was
a
you.
question.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
it was you.
both.
I think it was a little bit of both too, though. Because
it's like, even though-
it's not like we didn't know you.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But it's like you
And-
lent them to us because them your
like we
kids.
didn't know you probably from the outside, but us knowing you, and you know, not only grieving because those are our friends and we love them, but because we loved you and you were their mom. You get what I'm saying? So I felt more for you than anything, because I'm like, I couldn't understand like when you came out with the balloons, you was like, I love you guys, just da da da. I'm like,
I said sweatsuits, everybody.
ooh,
Right.
when you said sweatsuits, and I'm like,
Because that's what my boys wore, gray
Yes.
sweatsuits.
Yo.
So,
Yes.
no, we're going to do this way. You
Them-
know,
you know what I mean?
They
It
love
just was-
sweatpants.
they
and
love
sweatsuits.
sweats.
Yes, they do.
They
Yeah.
love.
Yes,
So
they
we're
did.
gonna all wear
Yeah.
these sweats, and we're
And
gonna
I'm
and
gonna
it
tell you,
came out
I'm
nice.
gonna tell you one thing. So I've never done it. I've been to like my grandmother, both of my aunts, both of my grandmothers, my uncles. Even my great grandmother had passed. I never got up and spoke, right?
And you went that day.
And I went that day.
You had
Yeah.
to see how he was back there trying to collect
Yeah,
all
trying
of
to get
us.
everybody, and
I was like,
I
who's
went
too
that
many
day.
people?
I just felt like I had to, because of the last conversation me and him had. I just felt like, you know, you like, get back to the culture, get back to talking, and I'm like, and when I got there, I was like, somebody was like, you gotta go up there. I'm like, hell no, hell no, I ain't going
He was
up
back
there.
there recruiting. He like,
Oh,
I
I
said,
ain't going up
who?
there.
It's too many people in here. I can't walk.
And you know what's crazy? I stayed this way and I
Yeah.
turned this way. That's it. Just to,
Yeah.
I did not know that many people was behind me.
No?
You see, when I got up, I was
Yeah.
like,
You couldn't even get in.
You couldn't even get
You
in.
couldn't get in. We were
So
standing
most
in the
people
back,
stayed outside.
behind the last chair.
Most people
where
stayed-
like all of us from the court.
Yeah, from
whoever
court
was
that
sitting
side.
down.
But most people stayed outside.
When
They
it-
came
you
in.
couldn't come
They
in.
couldn't stand.
I didn't know.
and the
they went
people was
outside.
trying to, you know, that the church people, like the
Trying to
ushers,
direct
was like
people,
this
but
way.
it was no
It
room.
was nowhere else to go.
So y'all wasn't there when early enough, because I was actually up walking around
Oh yeah, we wasn't there.
greeting people because
No,
I knew
I think
We
everybody
was
came
all
after
gathering
that.
each other.
Yeah.
I
Trying
was
to gather
just- I
everybody
was
and
just
go
trying
at the same
to
time.
get to
Yeah.
as many
Because I ain't
people.
gonna lie, it was hard going. It was hard. Because I don't think nobody really wanted to go by themselves. Like, it was just like we knew we had to go, right?
Yeah, because we all
But it
saw
was
meeting
just
up
like
here.
getting there. and going and actually like damn, like we gotta go. Okay, so then we know we gotta go. Somebody say, oh, we gotta wait for this person. All right, well, we gonna wait. No one did what we supposed to been there, but it's like we just made every excuse like, we gotta go. All right, we gonna wait for this person, but it was just getting there. And when we got there, it just was like, you could see the love and the people and just so many different type of people. You know what I mean? From old people. Everywhere. From people you
even
didn't
my
know
mean
they
neighbor
knew.
was there, Miss Robinson.
The white car.
Yeah, she was in the front center.
Yeah.
That lady,
No,
that lady never changed. She been me all our life.
Yes,
Even the day at the balloon release, and she was in her car, and she was popping lip. I forgot who it was. I don't know. It was somebody from around here that was like, not today. You're not doing this today. She just was, look, I said, this lady been me all our life. She don't care.
She was
But
there.
she was there.
Oh, she front and center. She
Yeah.
was, yes. My daughter called her OG, triple OG. I said, Mom, she said, Mom, she got out the car and she actually walked up to the church.
Yeah.
And she sat there. So it was,
She got some niceness in her.
yeah.
And she don't play about that parking spot.
No.
She'll
She'll let me park there.
She'll,
But she'll call everybody else.
yeah, she been
You know, I have my kids take out her garbage.
Yeah.
I have them grab her groceries and bring them upstairs for her.
Yeah.
So she's alright with me. But everybody
else,
bing, blowing that horn.
she don't play, yo. It's play older shit. And then
Yeah,
she's
that's
older, so you never wanted to like this. Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she was old, you never wanted to disrespect her. But I used to always be like, she mean as fuck. Damn, can't even say hi to her.
No.
No,
That's your
she's mean. She mean.
Old and lonely. That's what it be like that. That's that. Sometimes it be like that.
Don't sit on that car. Don't stand by that car.
She had
Don't
that
be in
car
that parking
forever.
spot
Yeah.
and get out her way.
Some people
Don't even
people
look
like
at
that,
her,
though.
for real.
She old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that.
That day of the balloon release, they was like, not today.
She
Don't
was
start
in
that
the wrong
today.
spot because it would, I mean, no disrespect, nothing, but it was so many people
You
out there.
couldn't turn up the block.
Yeah.
Especially when we let the balloons go.
Yeah.
Everybody was already
It's
double
middle
parked
street.
from Ocean to
And then-
Jackson.
Yeah, actually,
So
yeah.
when we went to go let the balloons go, a lot of us, it's people, it's parked cars, it's double parked cars, and then everybody just parked their car and walked
even
up.
on Union.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
double
just
parked.
parked their car and walked
And
up,
walked
so
up.
you couldn't even turn
The church
up.
opened up the parking lot too.
Right.
Oh,
I
they
was
did?
scared to go in there.
Yeah, I was scared.
No, they-
I came around here
They did
and
it for
walked
me.
around
Oh,
here.
really?
Yeah, because I
I
ain't want
walked.
my car to, to
I
get stuck.
walked. Man, that was a day. That was a day. Let me see. I can get into a lot of questions.
That's why I just navigate through the ones
Yeah, I'm
that
navigating.
she didn't answer.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have a question. You didn't just lose your sons that day. You lost family members. How did you navigate through all of that? Not only losing your sons, but also family members as well. Because one of them was your family
man.
Who he looked up to them for everything. Like they were definitely his mentors. You know, it was crazy. They didn't even know it was relatives. One day I happened to be in Promart in Jersey Garden Mall, and I'm steady talking. And I'm talking to his dad, which is my cousin. And I'm talking to his mom. We're talking. And this kid just looking at me. He just kept looking at me. I'm like, what you looking at? He was like, you look like my boy. I'm like, who your boy? I'm like, who your boy? He was like, Lamar. I said, Lamar McKnight. He said, yeah, I go to FanDuel with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my son. He was like, oh, my cousin man said, that's my son. I said, so y'all ain't together, y'all don't even know your cousin? That's my cousin. Now he FaceTiming everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we really cousins, though. You know, it was rough, because just that Sunday before that happened, I was with them. They made me come down there to Light Rail.
I was
going to wash clothes. And they was like, nah, just come over. Nikki over here. Remember Nikki?
Yeah.
And I went and hung up with them that Sunday. And we took a lot of pictures, and Lamar just dancing and they laughing. And, you know, just never knew that was the last time I was going to see them. So it kind of hurt, because even at the games, man would sit with me at the games and stuff like that. So it's rough, you know. I try to, you know, I speak to Dad all the time. I didn't know how to approach it, even though I know we were going through the same thing. I just didn't know the mindset that they were in to go, you know, sit with them and everything. But let me tell you, when I went, they embraced me like no other. It was. I cried so hard, because I was like, I just needed this, you know, to speak with you two, you know, at the time, because we
both going
all
through the same thing. Yeah.
So we was ping ponging from house to house. So they did the balloon release around there. I went there to with them and stuff like that. It was, you know, just it was just a big punch. Everybody keeps saying your little son. So what's the cousin too?
Yeah.
You know?
I remember
She's a
you
good
saying
coach,
that.
I didn't know the young ladies.
Yeah.
The coach I knew very well. I spoke at his building release, and they had one for him for Hudson. It's just, just our family took a big punch then. We took a really big, we was trying not to set things for each day. I was hoping we could have did it together, but unfortunately it would have been way too much.
Yeah, way too much.
Stuff like,
I never been inside that church either where you had them.
No, that was big. I never
I was
been
like,
in there.
I said, would be Tasha.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's nice.
He said from what he hearing that the kids were very popular in Jersey City, and he offered the church and said, and then my cousin Angela was like, oh, let's see what happens. And we got the biggest one in Jersey City, still wasn't big enough.
It still wasn't big enough.
I said, yo, all these years we have never been in
there.
there.
Big enough for everybody.
And we was in there, and I was
That
like,
church
wow.
is huge.
But I was like, Tasha got connections.
That church
Tasha
is
got
huge.
this.
That church
Yeah, it
is
is.
huge.
I tried to get somewhere big, everybody, just like I got that place on Pacific. It wasn't big enough, but it was enough
What,
to
downtown?
go.
Like
Yeah.
center?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was big enough for us. Everybody
Because
was
he
hanging
gave
out.
he gave us a whole in 3 rooms.
Yeah,
Right.
3 rooms, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was nice.
That was nice.
The
That was
decorations
beautiful as well.
That's Quasia. Gotta give
Yeah.
her a props.
Quasia
Yeah,
did,
Quasia
like the
decorated
walk-in,
that,
the tunnel walk-in with the pictures.
That was nice.
That was so
the SB
nice.
is related to me, right?
Yeah.
So when I say Quasia came in there, she said, all right, this is this is that. You're not doing nothing. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
Those are my cousins, and I'm going to send them away right.
And she
I'm
kept
gonna
saying
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I don't want to hear what you guys say. This is how it's going to be. You just give me this, you give me that, and I'm going to handle the rest. And she did exactly that.
That tunnel when you walked in,
That was
Tunnel of
crazy.
Life.
it was,
Yeah, that tunnel
it
of
was
life
so
was nice.
nice.
And then when I walked in, I thought it was going to say Darryl, Lamar. She put brothers. It's giving me chill. It said brothers. I'm like, wow, you really dope. Like,
Yeah.
That was
like
so
she
nice.
put her everything.
That was beautiful, yo.
Everybody was trying to get
Everybody
pictures
was
right
trying to get
there.
pictures
it just
right
was
there.
the whole setup, and
She
just
did
was
a-
like,
And we really
she
celebrated that day.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Everybody
It was a celebration of life.
celebrated.
You know, no
we
boo-boo.
laughed, we joked, we
The
danced.
food was
outside
there.
and
We
inside
ate, we
was so
drunk.
packed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so packed.
But she did a marvelous.
She really
Yes, she
did.
did.
Man, listen, Quasia did her thing.
She did.
She
That's
did it.
the first way.
Because I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know nothing. I just said freestyle. Do whatever
Yeah.
you're gonna do. When I walked in, I seen it just as everybody else.
Yeah.
I think Elmo told me that. Like
Yep.
you didn't.
I didn't know
how it
nothing.
looked.
I just let her go. And she did it. She said, "Those are my cousins." I said, "I know that's right."
Yeah, that was beautiful. It was like a little, you know how NFL
Her and
is?
Nisha, it was her and Nisha.
It was
helped.
like that was crazy. Yo.
It was nice.
fire.
Yeah, it was like when you walked through,
They
it's like
kept
from the
asking,
baby
yeah.
till they was adults.
Yeah.
And the
And the
time.
lighting and the,
Mhm.
yeah, it was nice.
Just the
It was
whole
definitely-
thing.
It was different. It was nice.
Yeah,
nice.
because I never saw nothing. Like
Nah, it was different. She put her heart and soul into that.
Yeah, she did. She
That
made
was
it.
different.
What would you say has helped you to keep going on your hardest days?
These good memories, the talks that people come to me with, the different videos, and just hearing good things about them and what they did. I knew they were out there, but I really didn't know. Once your kids leave the home, you don't know what they're doing. But just to hear like y'all stories and stuff come to me saying, "Oh, remember this, and we did this, and they did that," and that's what keeps me going. That's why when my son got up there and said, "Don't come here, leave my mother be," blah blah blah. I went on there and said, "No, don't listen to him. Y'all come and y'all make sure y'all let me know everything what y'all got, because it helps me move. It helps me motivate. I don't want to block nobody. Because you never know nobody's state of mind. Coming here just to say hi might have helped them with the rest of their day. So it's just like a lot of memories that goes on that and I got them all over my bedroom, so that's my safe
Yeah.
haven. So yeah, it's just a lot of like I said, memories and knowing that I know I was a good mother because I questioned myself that a lot.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
questioned what did I
The
do?
proof is in the pudding, baby.
Did I do right by them? This was after they were gone. I said
Yeah.
that. Did I do right by them? Was I a good mom? Did I yell at them too much? All those things went through my head during that time. And then you can hear more saying, "Casha, shut up." I didn't tell your mother shut up. He said it a nice way.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of memories and stuff like that. Getting the vet. Actually, this is actually good for me here because I'm vetting. I'm letting out a lot that I haven't even talked to anybody about.
Yeah. We thank you for that.
And
I needed this.
I'm gonna keep
I needed
saying thank you for
Thank
giving
you
us
for
the
that.
opportunity, especially because people
I was
came
gonna call
before
off
us.
this morning.
Yeah.
About 12. I said
But
about 12
I ain't gonna lie to you. I kept checking my phone all day. I'm like, I hope she don't. I
About
hope she
12, I
don't.
said, if I
Usually we'll be like trying to check like, oh, they coming? I don't know why.
Yeah, I
just
had
didn't
text-
say
that was
nothing.
Friday I text you.
I'll text too, like 8, right?
Yeah,
don't
I had
think
texted
nobody really
Friday,
said, like,
and
yeah,
then
just
from your
bring the chair.
response, I'm like, when you text back and was like, you know,
See you soon.
yeah, I'm like, okay. But today I kept looking at the phone, and you know, we would have understood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, I couldn't because this wasn't for me.
Yeah.
This wasn't for me at all. This is for my 2 kids at home. You know,
Absolutely.
Quayshawn and
Cause
Quay.
I'm pretty sure we'd have had them on here.
And Koya was in a DM playing around.
Oh Lord.
She played with Shawnee all
Let
day.
her know I can see it too.
Oh my goodness! I'm telling her. I'm like, why are you texting Shawnee?
She was in a DM playing around. I'm like, is she coming? She want to keep playing around. I said, okay. She was acting like she was the assistant. She's like, I'm confirming for her.
She has access to everything with me.
Yeah.
So I don't have nothing to hide from you.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people stay on my inbox.
Oh wow. Wow.
She is funny.
No.
Wow.
The way she had me cracking up,
I'm
she
surprised she
is
ain't called
funny.
me.
Oh boy. I have one more question for you. You walked through so many roles, mother, mentor, teacher, survivor. How would you describe who you are today?
A better woman.
Mm-hmm.
A better woman. I see a sight of seeing. I see things different I see things a lot different from a different perspective now. When it comes to how I am overall as a person to people, you know, to children, just to anyone. Because I didn't get that last goodbye, that last hug, so I'm very affectionate now. I give hugs and you know, talk to people and tell them I love them and tell them if they need me, I'm here. I'm more open with that now than I ever been before. I'm just knowing that, you know, it could be my last I love you, whether it's me or someone else. So I just constantly use that word love strongly, and I mean it. I literally mean it, because you never know.
Absolutely.
I say it to my kids all day, and they be like, why you keep saying that? I said, okay, I'm going to say Love. They're like, it spells that, but, you know, it's just, it's different, especially when somebody's out of reach and you can't reach them to tell them. You can say it verbally and spiritually. You can tell somebody you love them, and they can hear it, but you would never know that they hear it because they can't say it back to you. So you just got to say it, and then you just never know. You walking past, hey, I love you, you're good. They can look at you, who are you? I just love you.
Yeah.
You know, because you never know how far that can go for someone. So I just look at life completely different now, in a better way.
These gonna be.
And I'll also learn how to stop saying, I'm coming, but don't show up.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody tends to do that, right? Because it'd be like the day comes,
Yeah,
like I'm not
day
be.
come, I don't
Next
not
time I'll go, right?
Yeah,
and
but next time I'm not even be there.
right.
So that's why I say today I was like, no, I'm going. I'm not gonna fall back. I'm going. Last one was changed for whatever reason. I'm gonna go to this one. And my daughter was sitting at the van. Dollar Way said, you don't want to go? I said, yeah, but no, because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I said, but this is Dollar Way said, but this is family. I said, yeah, it's family, but shut up. I want right. There's no there.
Nah,
and
this
she's
is a
like,
safe
forget
space.
them. You going there?
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
a
gonna
safe
do
space
it
for
and
us.
be
We close
comfortable.
down. We make sure, you know, that this is a safe place for us. They always saying that to me. This is a safe place for you to cry.
I never said that, man.
He's like, it's a safe place for you to cry. This is it for you. Yeah,
It's good though.
yeah.
These gonna be the last two questions before we get to the outro. The first one is, what's a daily ritual or habit that helps you stay grounded and joyful?
Being me, being who I am, just being goofy with the rest of the kids, teaching them the role that I played with them. You know, just acting silly. That's what we do. And just being there like I've always been. Just like I learned now. I don't tell the kids no more because I'm just stuck on you never know when is the last no. So I gotta stop that though.
Yeah, you gotta
they gonna take a little fall.
Oh, they be getting over it. I could be sleeping on. They like, she said yeah. just stand the grounds or telling people that I love them and speaking out because I can be an inspiration to somebody else.
Yes.
That's been going through it for years, and for God to give it to me so instantly, I gotta help somebody else. I gotta help somebody else come out of that hole. If it's only one person, I feel like I did your job.
And the last question is, if you were to write a book, if your life were a book, what would this next chapter be called?
When life is over, for some it begins for others. When life is over for others, it begins for others. I just said to you, when they passed away, I started a whole new life. And maybe my second go around in life is better than the first one, but I know I'll see them in paradise. I'm not perfect.
Nobody is.
I'm not perfect. I'm sneaky. I'm not perfect.
He can relate to that. 'Cause we call him Mystery Man.
Oh wow,
That's Mystery Man right there.
That's Sneaky
Yep, that's
Man right
just
there.
it, you know?
He loved that one.
It's just again, like I said, you just don't, that second chance, and that happened to him may not even been about them. It was probably about me. God saying, get yourself together, because I already got them. I need you to be here, so change that over. I'm say something to y'all. When I found out about the crash, and they came to me and they told me who was what, who was where, and how it happened. This might touch y'all. When they found them, Lamar, Darryl was a passenger, Lamar was the driver, and then the rest of them were in the back. Man, when they found them, if they died on impact, so don't let nobody tell you they burned to death, because they didn't.
Okay.
They died instant impact to the torso, crushed them instantly. And when they found him, Lamar's hand was here, and his hand was embracing Darryl. My brother's keeper.
You know what? Even after they
They showed me
passed
the
away,
picture of it.
we kept saying that, like, yo, this is, brother's keeper situation.
They showed me the picture. I was able to see the whole image of them. They were not burnt. I was able to tell who was who. I was able to identify them before they even turned the pictures over. I told them who was who. And then at the funeral home, they let me go to the back. I wrote in the box. Wrote messages to both of them, hugged them. Then they gonna pull a string on me and say, who you ride with? I said, oh no. I'm going to the front, y'all pull it out, I just jump in any car. Y'all ain't gonna tell me ride. Nah, y'all ain't doing that to me. And I got out there and I wound up getting in the car and I said to the car, the mortician, I said, I know who's in here. He said, don't play with me. I said, I know who's in this car. He said, who? I said, Lamar. It was Lamar's name on that paper. It was Lamar's name there. He said, no, I gotta get you out of here. We went to the cremation. I'm sharing this with y'all new.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this.
Yeah.
Went to cremation, they set them up, they show me where they going. Nobody wants their kid to go to that hole. But I had to bring my kids home. I didn't want them in nobody's dirt.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm the one who pressed the button for the cremation. For both of them. I felt like I completed life with them because I was with them through everything. And I felt like if I didn't do that, I failed them.
I thought we made it through without crying.
But guess what? I felt relief. I felt relief to the end. I was there. And when they did the memorial service and I brought them home, you couldn't tell me I done hit the jackpot. I brought them babies home and it felt so good to just bring them there. It felt just like, people like, well, how do you know they're in it? How do you know they're not? How do you even say stuff like that to people?
Yeah, it's like, people are so
It doesn't matter.
inconsiderate.
They're there.
Right.
It doesn't matter what nobody say. I know where I'm at. I know where my state of mind is at. They're there, and I feel them, and I know they're there, and I know they're guiding me, protecting me. But to the end, and when I tell you, them boys said they're gonna take care of me, hope they're taking care of me. But they're there to the end. I've been with them through everything. Yeah, I went to see Darryl so much, and he was locked up. They thought I was his girlfriend. I went so many times, and bought so much stuff, and it was like, no, that's my mom. So no, but I went to the very end, to the very end. So I know they're proud of me, and I held up so strong. To sit there for 30 minutes just to watch that go off. I just walked away and said, right, that's it. I'm ready to go back home. And I came back home and I explained to my, case that I went, and it was like, why you didn't tell me? Because I don't need y'all to go to zone lane again. I just need y'all to just stay stable,
Yeah.
But it was rough. It is definitely a tough thing to deal with. It is, but you have to keep a stable mind overall for my sanity. Nothing else but me, so I can remain focused and continue to live life. Because they're gone, that don't mean life is over. You have to keep living, because I don't know what's my job to finish doing here on earth. I cannot not be there for anybody. Anybody come to me, I want them to know I'm here. Anybody. I done had people come to my house and cry and held them and left and text me and said, oh, you don't even know how much this helped me. I feel much better. I'm doing better. They're there. Y'all more than welcome. It's rough at first, but I promise I'll get you laughing before you leave. I will. It's my job.
I mean, you did that this whole time.
Yeah.
I said you did that this whole time.
Yeah.
And that's
Keeping us,
Come on, we're not boo-booing.
Yeah.
No.
So
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay though, but you still,
It's okay. I promise you it's okay.
Our mom saying that, like, never giving up on her kids.
Ever.
Stuff like that.
Ever.
I've definitely experienced that.
Yeah, people ask me how I support my son Quayshawn, because he mine.
Yeah.
I'm a
We
big
love
fan.
him just the
There's
same.
no way
That's
your child.
That's your child. We deal with him the same. We treat
How do
him
you
like,
support him? That's my child.
Parenting
we
don't
treat
stop.
him regular.
Right.
We treat him like the same person.
Parenting
We seen him.
don't.
I used to check on him, ask him how he was doing mentally when he came in here. Trying to throw him a little extra, little something sometimes.
Cause you know he
Just check on him mentally because you're a
tear
part of him
somebody
too.
up.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, you're a part of them too, and we, you know what I mean. Just checking on them. I didn't want to overdo it. Just you know what I mean.
No,
Just the first couple of times. How you doing mentally, bro? You okay?
Yeah, I had to take
I'm
him there a
good.
couple of times. I had to take him there a couple of times, even with my daughter. And at first they was like, "Why aren't you crying? Why you not hurting? You don't care." I said, "You don't care? When you know me not to care? Because you're not. Excuse me. You're not crying. You're not all over the place." I said, "You're gonna have 3 of us Cocos going around the house being crazy." I said, "Somebody gotta be stable."
Yeah.
You know? Yes, it hurt. It bothers me. You know, it does. I think that me finding them played a part of me accepting it, because I kept watching their location,
Yeah.
and it was there too long. It was there too long, and you know they use it. I'm like, they answer. I'm like, well, they answer. I actually have Darryl phone. His ejected from the car, so I have his phone. But Mars is done. But I think them leading me to find him was the connection that we had. So I'm okay. Mentally I'm okay. Physically I'm okay. I'm just, I have my days, like I said.
Take it day by day.
Not all kids give their parents their location.
Oh, I'm play with them. You heard what I said that night? I need y'all to give somebody your location, because you never
know.
You have to see my list from that
Lord.
night. So many people sharing it with me that I periodically just check to make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
People that's not even related by blood, but bonding, they are. I just got so many people. Just share it, because it's so, right now the way the world is today, it's just. And now her iPhone got it. If you turn the phone off, you still can find it.
Right, which is good.
So do that location. Just
I still
you keep doing
all
what
the
you're
time.
doing for one, especially mentoring these kids. We
Thank you.
need y'all for that. We definitely need. We don't need 38 now. I'm sorry.
They funny.
They funny. I go in there and just watch them just to laugh.
all day.
We just have to have a moment. We just have to get our kids, man. We gotta get our kids.
Yeah.
We got, especially our little boys, man.
This generation is so much different from us.
I'm so happy my sons are down south.
They don't know how to trust nobody. When you lose trust from your parents, it's hard for you to trust anybody.
Yeah.
That whole block where I'm at gives me so much respect. When I say, when they see me, man, I love them over there. I mean,
I'm happy they do.
Nah, them kids, they don't. I put my garbage outside the gate. Those kids take my garbage and dump it for me. I'm coming to I don't let my house. I'm moving around somebody in the parking spot, like, let her park there. She lived there. Y'all gotta move. Like, they really give me that around here.
I'm happy that they do.
No, they do.
Because it's like the generation of not like
knowing
us.
we would have did it.
Right.
Knowing that
we was like that, and then majority are not from around here.
A lot of
So
them kids are not grounded like that. And they don't have that respect or that level of what they call that manners.
yeah, because I used to have to yell at them like, yo, why you watching an old lady struggling with her groceries? Pick up her shopping cart.
They never taught that.
Right.
But when I'm not up down my block, I just say love you. Get out the street if I hit you, but I love you. They be like, love you back. Sometimes they fall right in front of my car to play it off. Like, I don't want to be enemies with them.
Yeah.
All you need is for somebody to just know that they care.
Somebody that cares, And that's what I learned a lot with the mentoring. Like,
I tell you what, at nighttime I like to be outside, but when they're out there, I would stroll real slow. When nobody out there, I be rushing because you don't know what's what, you know.
Yeah.
But they're gonna protect us, you know. So it's just, I hope a lot of these kids get reached before it's too late.
Yeah.
You know, and just.
I know we and I tell people, you know, your mentor, talking and talk. We always try to like talk to them. Sometimes, you know, even though you feel like the talking isn't helping, right? And I was just telling somebody this. When they came here, they was like, "Oh, I'm done talking. Like, I ain't talking to them no more." But that don't mean you stop, you know, because like I said, we always say this. When we was coming up and they was talking to us, we wasn't trying to hear them. You get what I'm saying? Until we got to a point in life to where we started to realize and remember everything that the people that was in front of us used to tell us. And now we realize that they were saying, but it took something either to happen or you wake up one day and realize that's not what you want to do no more, or just organically it happens. But something is going to have to happen. And you're going to remember those words or something somebody said to you, and you're going to always carry that. You might not listen today, but somewhere down the line, somebody will remember something that you said. So you never stop. Like, Shawnee is never going to stop mentoring them. And then you have people like Shawnee that really, and I always try to tell Shawnee that really, really loves what she does. A lot of people do it for money. But Shawnee wakes up every day and she loves doing what she do, even when, you know, it's kids that she ain't on the clock, they still come. She see them. If she got to pull you to the side and say what she got to say to you and send you on your way or something like that, it's 24/7 with Shawnee. She even be mentoring me. But, you know, I'm grown as hell.
Mentoring all ages.
You get what I'm saying? So we definitely need more people like that. And we have people like y'all, as far as like the hearts and how they care about kids, this shit would be a whole lot better. Well, you did have it back in the day. Because we were more family oriented.
That way no more.
We were more family oriented. Like you said, your house was open. You were able to, like, you know, talk to people, kids. Even if you wanted to discipline them back in the day, you could bring them home and tell your parents, like, I had to do such and such because he was doing X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna whoop their ass too. Now the mother want to fight you,
right?
And they going the kid they'll jump you.
Yo, mentoring kids and
I'm bringing you to tell you what your child did. Y'all about to jump me?
Mentoring kids and like going in their house and just seeing like parents not wanting to be bothered with them. Like I had parents like when we mentor them, like we gotta do house visits. I started meeting kids where they was at. If you outside on the block, I'm pulling up on the block. Get in the car, we be down that way, cause they don't be in the house, and that's just what it is, right? But it got to a point where I had parents who put me down as an emergency contact. Like just straight took their parent rights away and was calling me like, you the mentor, you figure it out. Oh, I got work, I'm not doing that. I'm an emergency contact. And it's like, yo, understand that I'm the mentor. I'm going to be here. But you still have to be a parent. And it's just like, just seeing how you could just disconnect so fast because someone is brought in to help is like, yo. And then kids understanding as well, like, listening as being us, right? Because once we start opening up to, we done did this. I tell kids that by the time I meet them the second or third time, they like, yeah, I want to ask about you. I'm like, why you want to ask about me? I'm not saying you're lying to you. Nah, you was telling me the truth. You was really like that. And I'm telling you this so you don't be me. Be better than me. Take out everything I had to go through, even though I got where I'm at now. But if you don't got to go through that, don't go through it.
Right.
Just take it out. Like, use me as an example of what not to do, so you don't got to go through the hardship of it. I understand that, you know, that was my purpose in my journey. Even, like, where I'm at today and the things I was able to accomplish in the last 4 years. You could never, like, tell. Of course, it's a part of my story, but I just be telling them, like, if you can just cut out what I had to go through, you have the opportunity. And if whatever I know and I got access to, I'm going to help you. And if I don't, SB is a walking, networking man. We going to figure it out.
More than we have access to.
No, they don't have a lot of stuff.
This right here.
Oh yeah, like
Internet,
financially, they can make money off their phone. We ain't have that.
Be a bum.
But as far as
want to do something,
like we had the Armory, we had YMCA, we had Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls
Club.
They
don't have
took a lot of those
nothing.
programs out.
They don't got nothing. Everything is just.
When you was a senior, I mean, even before that, like you had these programs where you got your licenses in cosmetology and stuff like that. They don't have that no more.
What I just learned is the I
Certain
thought they
schools
took
got
the
it.
permit thing out, like the driver's
still
license
get it.
thing up.
Oh, you still got it?
One of the
Junior
kids
year.
I know,
Oh,
he just
okay.
passed his permit.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't be knowing because a lot of stuff that we had, they just don't have, and it's a struggle to try to get it for them because people that run for stuff and say I had spoke at a gun violence symposium in front of judges, cops, and everything. And I threw a shot, and they kind of felt some type of way. But I said, it's unfair that when y'all go for these new positions, or it's politics or whatever, y'all use these kids and elderly people as props to win. And then y'all get in these seats, and none of this stuff happens.
They fall back.
And y'all are part of the problem on why these kids and the statistics is up and things like that. Like last year, we was able to, celebrate that there was no homicides in the summer. That came from me SB and us doing that. And it's just like, that was something to be celebrated, right? But then it's like, the people that went that year and all the things you said y'all was going to give to them, y'all just use these people as props. And then they don't get it. But then y'all want to point the finger and make it seem like these are just terrible, wild kids. Yeah, but it doesn't just stem from them just waking up being terrible and wild.
Right.
Y'all don't give them nothing
But
for
you
them
gotta
to put it
think,
into.
no violence, no money. They needed to be violent.
Right.
That's
Which
how they
is
make their
sad.
money. That's how they make their money. So in order for chaos is gonna bring them money, which is very unfortunate, but
Which is crazy.
you know they don't give a damn about these
Well,
kids.
yeah, I
and
learned a lot with them the last 4 years.
You in it,
Politics,
you see it,
how politics
you know
go.
it. They don't really care
I
about
might
that.
go for
That's not they.
councilwoman. Who knows?
Yeah, you should.
I might go for
You
councilwoman.
should.
Hey,
You
speak
you
it.
should. Speak
Speak
it.
it.
Speak it, baby. Councilwomen. You
Right,
got a
put my little
story.
suit on.
Everybody got a story.
Gotta put
You
my
ain't got
little
no
suit on.
suit.
We need
You don't
someone to have inner touch with the inner
With
city.
the inner
Yeah.
city. I think that's what you have these people running that don't know nothing about or been through nothing or know what's
They go
going
off a
on.
piece of paper, data statistics.
That's it.
And that's something else
That's
I learned.
the
They go and
qualification.
speak to these kids, and they going off data and statistics, and they saying something,
Yeah.
and then me as being us come in, and we relating to them.
Yeah.
They all over here. They want to talk to us. Like, they want to, can I get your number? Can I get your Instagram?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, text me, call me whenever. I'm going to help you out. And they wonder why. And I had to tell them, like, even when I was working in a county jail with Integrity House, I'm like, yo, not to be rude or nothing, but they don't really be fucking with y'all because y'all looking off a piece of paper. I come in there and I started running a group. As soon as I hit the tier, they like, we come to your group. I signed the attendance sheet. Because I'm sitting in there telling them, like, I was in this county in 2010. I went to prison after that. I done did all of this. And now I'm telling them my accomplishments. I got my gun license. I got my record expunged. I'm in here working with y'all. You would never tell me I would be back in the county where I sat at to be working with inmates.
Wow.
And they just see what I was doing. And I had, like, my curriculum and stuff. And they just was like, yo, when I get home, I need to get in contact with you. And I was just putting stuff together to, like, yo, you take these steps when you get out. And this is how you do this, how you do
They
that.
ain't doing that though.
What?
The politicians ain't doing that.
No, they're not. Because they use everything as
A couple
props.
people.
They just
Couple.
use it as props.
Jerry been doing it before.
Shout out Jerry, Assembly
That's my
Man.
guy.
Jerry
Assembly Man now.
Walker was my mentor. Like he been doing it before he was even in them positions. He
Assembly
had
Man now.
the summer leagues. He used to take me personally to camps.
He's the reason why I got my HVAC, my Ocean 30, and my
the
EPA.
camps, and it was
Did he
my
transfer over
it
there
was
to
my
Assembly
fault
Man?
that I
Imagine
didn't
that.
reach my full because of my anger and all. But he was bringing me to he lived right next door, but he was bringing me to these camps, mentoring me.
He's trying to do
keeping
so
me
much
out of the
more now. He
streets.
got like
Yeah.
cosmetology
So
going on
he
now.
been before Jerry got
That's a
into
perfect
politics
place down there.
and everything he's talking about trying to do. He was doing all of this shit before the lights was on. He been doing that with kids, trying to.
I mean, we
help
had
the
them with the
community.
Ruckers.
Yeah.
You know,
So
like, so
he been doing that. So you got a couple people that really like care about the community and the kids, but a lot of them doing it for the piece of paper. And that's just what it is. You get what I'm saying? That's what I say. You need more people that really want to do it.
that was in it.
That was in it. That has the experience of going through something.
The politics.
Not going on paper saying, you know, okay, I can take on the job because I got a degree in this.
Mm-hmm.
And with my degree, okay, let me go on the computer. Okay, this many people got shot. This many people on this and that. Okay, now I know what no, it don't work like that.
Politics.
Don't work
That's
like
I always say. If that's one thing I would have knew that we was getting ourselves into when we started the whole credible messenger thing with mentoring the kids, then maybe I would have did more research or moved different in certain ways. Because politics, even though we had a lot of money and we put our all into it with what we had, the politic part of it stressed me the fuck out. Like, so bad that it used to aggravate me, and it's just like, yo, it's chess for y'all, so y'all to get somewhere. Meanwhile, we on the ground doing the work. Like, you know how that feel? Like, and it's just like, well, it's politics. Just like, yeah, it's crazy. But normally, how we end is a quote, right? So, I want, if you have a quote that you like, a quote that was shared with you, something in that state, you could share the quote.
I don't really have
You said a
one.
lot of quotes, though.
She did say a lot. She dropped a few of them. She dropped a few of them throughout the episode.
Jewels on us today.
I mean,
Or say something you feel. Say, give us a closing. What you think she should give us? Like a closing, like what they say, closing remarks.
Yeah, just close us out in any way you see fit. Or you don't even have to say a quote, because we didn't get to speak to the fact that you are creating an avenue for teaching HVAC.
Yeah.
So you could just tell people how to get in touch with you, or the benefits of that. Just close us out however you see fit.
I just see fit that no judging to life at all from anyone to anyone. That everybody's human. We all bleed the same. We all can love the same. The key word is love, love, love. Just remain to love. You see someone, you see a kid out there, man, it's this deep. You have to live life. Life is lifing right now. Everybody's going through the ups and downs, going through things, wondering and worrying. Have zero tolerance for nothing that don't fit your lifestyle. You know, zero tolerance to it. You know, just always be an ear for someone, listen to someone, because you never know if that's the ear they need in order to vent. You know, people go through a lot of things right now today. It's myself, you know, just coping and still dealing with the fact that I lost, you know, my 2 firstborn children, but, you know, gained 2 angels in the same token. So just life is life for everybody. We all just need to talk to one another. Just reach out to someone. You know, like we said, the mental hotline. I just appreciate y'all having me here today. It's my first big venting session that I had since December, and I did it with family. You know, people I
Thank
call,
you so much.
family, and just don't judge nobody for nothing, and no one for nothing or anything. Just love on each other, man. Just love. It's just about love. Seriously, just love. That's the key word. It's just 4 letters. Anybody can spell it. 2 years can spell it. And respect one another. That respect goes a long way. And turn them locations on. Let somebody know where you're at.
Well, I stalk him. I have his. I
Locations
stalk
on. No,
him.
seriously. I mean, stalk each other. Even if you're somewhere you ain't supposed to be, at least somebody know you're there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, at least somebody know. And stop turning it off. My son got a habit. Next time he turn it off, I'm gonna turn his bill off. You know, just enjoy life and laugh. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta learn how to accept death as well as you accept life, because it comes in a combo. It comes as a combo. You know, just be an exception. Exception is a key word tonight. That's what it is. That's the word. Exception. Exception is the word. Please learn to accept things for what they are. Not for what you want them to be, not for what you see them to be, not how they should be, just for what they are. If you learn how to do that, life is much easier.
Control
That's
what you
hard,
can control, and what you can't control, let it
That's
go.
There's
hard.
no control. It's hard, but if you try to, you can't control things that's out of your control.
Yeah,
Right. That's just it. And that's overall in life, you know, just mentally keep yourself safe. Always think about self. Take that time out for yourself. You know, twice out of the month, I do for me and me only. Only 2 days out of the month. You have to, because it become a mental situation. Like we said, the hotline, and a lot of people are going through it but afraid to go to the hotline because they're afraid of the feedback. Now, get what you need to be mentally stable. Mentally, I go to sessions. I promise you I do. I'm not like this because I'm by myself, because I go to sessions and I speak about the session. I speak about what I went through, my tragedy and everybody else's tragedy, and which way. Death is only one way, and that's death. Everybody say, oh, because they didn't die from this, they died from that. Well, they're sick, they got shot, car accident, they fell.
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
It's still death.
It doesn't matter. I had the perfect, and I'm going to say perfect because I am the parent of them, 32 years. How old was my kids? 32, 33 years of life with them. And that was more than enough for me because I've known people that gave birth and didn't get to raise their children, and I got the opportunity. So it's definitely a blessing to have that many years. It could have been more, but it's not. It wasn't built that way. So just enjoy life, and accept life for what it is. It could be a lot worse, and somebody who's always doing worse than you are.
Yeah.
And just move forward.
Absolutely.
That's it. My quote for today is love, and let love be loved.
So to end out, we want Darryl and Lamar. We miss you. We miss you
Love
guys.
y'all.
We love you guys so much. To everyone else that was also there that day, sending out prayers to the family, strength to the family to continue to take it day by day and get on. Want to say thank you to you again, Tasha, for choosing us to come and speak. Give you your flowers. It's not easy, but everything that you shared with us, you're an amazing mom.
Absolutely.
You're an amazing person. No matter how the days go, if you continue how you are now with everything you shared with us, you will continue to be on.
Thank you.
We're family.
Yes, we are.
Always.
Always.
So we want to let you know we love you.
Yes, sir.
I love y'all too.
Yes, sir. You got something you want to say, Al?
No, I'm good. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate
Your
y'all.
energy and your strength is infectious, and I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for having me.
We need it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
I know my mom is going to love this one.
No, for real. All of the city. Once we post a picture and say,
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody.
We definitely appreciate you for coming.
Alright.
We was kind of, we knew how it was going to go. We knew it was a touchy subject. We wanted to get the right questions. We didn't want to ask the wrong thing. It was a little
no, I think we did good.
nerve-wracking.
I think y'all did good. They got tissue over here.
Yeah, we had to be prepared. We
No,
knew.
because you helped us. You like, ain't
Right,
gonna
like,
be
ain't gonna be no crying. Look, I was scared to let my tears down,
Yeah,
so I
I'm
was
like,
catching them like
man.
this.
I wanted that same energy
Everybody
that y'all have with them to apply
No, she got us
today.
at the end. I was like,
I had to share
I
that.
see
I had
you,
to
Al.
share that.
I see you, Al.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
he
she
okay?
said he having a moment. I said,
That's right.
Definitely. You gotta keep it going the way they were when they were here.
Absolutely.
They wouldn't want it no other way.
You could tell they got that from you. How when they walk in the room, you know they did. It's just
Clowns.
especially that
infectious.
Darryl.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just
You knew when that
I
was
like it
was coming.
room. So we thank you again for coming.
I appreciate it.
This is episode 16,
And we out, guys.
and we're out.
I just learned that. I just learned that.
I just learned that.